We're on part 55. I'm back from my break after earlier today of streaming for 5 hours. Probably gonna stream for, I don't know, probably another 5 or whatever I feel like. That'll be fun and cool. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get started here. Need to farm a little bit more bamboo, and I have to make sure to properly scout the area. But we're gonna be building our automatic shulker farm. It's gonna go right out in this bay after I flatten that island. And it'll be pretty cool. It's either there or I'm gonna build it above this farm here. But I'm not sure, so we'll figure that one out a little later, I guess. The reason I say I'm not sure is because I think I want to haul a shulker by boat, like from the farm, build like a pathway, and then just transport it over. Um, that's why I'm on the fence about that. But that's not important right now. We have bamboo that needs growing. I do not believe I've actually no, I did just plant bamboo right before I left. I planted a stack of it here. Yeah, there we go. That should hopefully get me the rest of my bamboo that I need for this. But we do have some stuff that needs to be sorted away proper and all that. So we got some leather and some of this various other stuff, so the shears can go away into there for now. Not for now, probably permanently to be honest, because I actually do need the shears for some other things here and there. And we're just going to we're gonna go do a little trolling and destroy an entire island. So well, goodbye, Hawaii. You're just like Florida, you probably won't be missed by too many people. And we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of this. Take too long. Oh, the hardest part is the trees at this point because I can't actually insta-mine the trees, but everything else is fair game. But yeah, the shulker farm we're gonna be building produces 80 shells per hour, so it's not top of the line or nothing, but it is simple enough for me to understand, and there's also like an actual proper tutorial for it, because there is a tutorial for a different one as well that does 330 an hour. But because of how much work I'm going to be doing at my base, getting like 40 boxes an hour is like still okay. That's pretty much what I'm averaging anyways now. It'll just be automatic instead of me having to do it by hand. So I really don't think I care too much, and it's reliable is the other part. Like it's got built-in backup shit and all that stuff, so it's very reliable. And so I'm not really worried about it. We're still keeping the manual farm because I'm going to be using that to steal backups for the How Did We Get Here achievement, because we'll be getting that. But don't know how soon is soon, but it will happen because we actually have everything in place to go get it. Just need like a wither rose, but gotta be easy enough to do, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, we're just gonna flatten out this island for today and go get the shulker farm built. We'll update our maps too, because we haven't actually done that yet in a little bit. So we need to update the base map and all that. So we'll do that at some point. A lot of stuff has changed already. I've added a whole entire new like hill. I've added a lighthouse. I'm gonna be adding a whole new like shulker farm and also the other farm that we've already built. So they're all like very big things that will definitely appear on like that small of a map. I just really have to update it to show it as all. That'll be cool regardless, so looking forward to it. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get these trees cut down first, and then we'll go ahead and start getting ready to flatten the island. It's already getting actually pretty flat, so this is the first acacia I've mined. That's pretty funny. Luckily, I'm not in any need to actually like save any of these saplings because I know where I can get more acacia saplings, so it's okay if we kind of let these die. Cause a little bit of extinction, you know how that goes. Be good. Now, last thing we need to consider is if I want this part to go as well, or if I should let it stay. I should probably let it stay. It's not really in the way, right? Also, because it's actually connected to solid. Well, I could. There's an easy point there. I could make it not solid land. You know what? Fuck this area too. We'll get this ass too, but because that also means we open up a lot more of this water here as well, which could be useful down the line to put something else in it. So yeah, we'll get rid of a bit more land than normal. That's all right. I can afford it. I got half durability on a decent bit of my tools, but I can just go switch them out, so it's certainly no. We'll go ahead and make the cutoff. Well, we'll have to wait for everything to despawn, so we're not actually gonna wait. That should be far enough. There we go. But yeah, you can already see where we're gonna have the cutoff point here. Actually, already blends pretty nicely, so I don't even have to do a whole bunch of terraforming work or nothing. I have to do a little bit here and there, but it's nothing too big. We'll patch up some of these creeper holes over time too. And we'll let a lot of the dirt despawn, considering I've already got like 2 shulker boxes of dirt, so I'm not really too worried about saving it. But yeah, we'll just get what we can and make sure to cut down the rest of these trees and all that stuff. Or set fire to them. We'll probably do that instead, actually. There we go. I'm very responsible, as you can tell. Anyways, regarding that, am I very total responsible today? We'll just go ahead and start cutting down the rest of this island here, and then we'll go cut down the other part of it. So let's get to it. Won't take too long. Time I start doing some major shit with getting rid of this kind of stuff. Fortunately, the stone will be a little bit of a pain because I don't have instant iron anymore because I'm just outside of beacon range, but that's okay. A copper that I'm legally obligated to mine because it's in the way. Cool. The only way you're gonna get me to mine goddamn copper without making me actually go out and get copper blocks or something. And how long is it gonna take to even cut through this? It should actually be on the other end. There we go. You can see the difference in speed compared to dirt and whatnot. It'll be better on the other island, so don't need to worry about it too much. All this for Shulker Farm, and normally, again, we do normally should be starting on the sphere like usual, but I don't know. Maybe I'll limit it to 3 layers a day. Honestly, like if we take like a first stream of the day in the early morning to do like some sphere work, and like maybe up into like 6 layers on a stream in the morning, and then I go rest for a little bit, and then I come back later in the evening to do actual fun shit like making a shulker shell farm or working on my base or going to commit another war crime once again because I think it's funny because it is, and then I do all that other stuff. I think that actually is a better schedule to be honest, because the it is better in terms of it is better to like spread out the work a little bit more evenly, like three at the start and three at another stream. But doing just like one stream per day dedicated to sphere stuff, doing like 5 layers or whatever, might be a little bit easier in its own right because I can spend like 2 hours just working on that, and then be done, and then I hop back on Minecraft later in the evening to actually do fun stuff when people are on more. So I still get all my sphere work that I need done for the day, but I also can spend like the next part of the day just having fun and playing the video game. Because taking that whole day off to go build that lighthouse and like kind of redo some of my base, that wasn't too entertaining to watch, but it was a very nice breath of fresh air for me because I'm kind of emotionally burnt out after doing the sphere even for 3 layers. Because it was one thing when it was starting out, but now it's getting so big that one layer is like a third of the shulker box and it's starting to get like really like taxing. So I have got to like start figuring better ways on how to kind of redistribute that. It has to get done no matter what. That's the main issue. And there's no way to speed it up till I get Swift Sneak, which isn't even a thing yet technically because we're not at 1.19, because that's not a thing yet either. Once it is, it'll make my life a lot faster, but um, we kind of have to wait for that to be a thing. And we'll get it done eventually. It just I need to figure out some better time management because the system I have now is working, but it's kind of on its last legs of doing like 3 per stream. So we'll probably redistribute it a little bit more, like I've said, to be like 6 or 5 and like a stream earlier in the day, and then we'll do another stream later that day. That's like like doing whatever else I want for the entire rest of the stream. Just because it should make things a little bit more interesting and enjoyable. So, if you want to watch me actually do fun shit, you pretty much just, wait until the afternoon, because then in the morning I'll always be there, just doing serious stuff, and then I'm hopping off until later in the afternoon. And if I do that, then I might actually be able to get like an actual like schedule going. I'll probably look into that after my exams end in a couple weeks. But then I'm actually heading back home, so it'll kind of already get disrupted for a couple days after that. But having a nice schedule ought to help too, so. But yeah, sorry about going on for about all the boring ass behind the scenes stuff, but I gotta think about it at some point, unfortunately. As much as I hate like administration stuff or things like this. Like, managing is one thing, but it's kind of shittier when it's for just really weird monotonous stuff that it's fine. The UI is fine for Twitch Studio and all that kind of crap, or my own time management is my own thing. It's just boring, but like I've said, it's got to get done, so I have to actually sit down and really think about how I can make it faster or how I can make it easier on myself. If I take too long on it, I'm going to get demotivated, but if I work too fast, I'm going to burn out. So this is probably the best middle ground I can reasonably strike, where I spend like a long time for like a little bit of one stream, and then the next stream I have plenty of time to just kind of take a break for most of the day, come back a little later, and then go work on fun stuff on another one. And that also means I can actually work on my village a lot more actively instead of like having to force myself to stream like 5 hours at a time, because then I can go back to streaming in like 2 to 3 hour bits instead of like the 5 hour one we just did was fun. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but it's a lot of time to be doing something on a computer like straight, no breaks, no nothing. So we're gonna try and avoid that from here on out, because it's not even like my eyes hurt or nothing. I just I know that's a bad thing I shouldn't be trying to do, so we're gonna try and avoid that. And I can. So we won't be worrying. about that in the future. But regardless, today we did do our sphere layer, so as far as I'm concerned, we're good. Don't need to do any more of that for today. We'll probably hop onto that kind of schedule. Well, maybe not quite tomorrow, because I do have actual homework I need to be worrying about and all that stuff, and I need to be getting ready to start studying for finals, which is again, I'm starting my I'm starting my studying tomorrow because I need it. So we'll just study for like an easy class or something like that. Um, and then I have to make sure I can schedule when I can take my final exams and plan that one out. So I think tomorrow for myself will be more of a planning day, and then I get the homework to start studying and find some good study guides between the professors and things of that nature. And that ought to be good. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm still looking to try and get an actual job too, but fortunately, not looking like that's going to pan out anytime soon because this internship hasn't panned out, and that's like the fourth company that's ghosted me already. So I'm not very pleased about that. But there's only going to be 100 more because they all fucking stink at responded to emails for some reason. I don't get it. I'm always like right there whenever I need to do it, and I do other stuff in my day too. I don't just I play video games a lot, but I actually do other stuff too. But hell, I can take the time to answer an email, but they can't even give me a courtesy like "fuck you" or something. Like, come on, man. Like, really? How much I'd at least even appreciate that shit? Just even like one "fuck you." Like, come on. At least it shows that they at least read my damn resume, but nah, they won't even do that, and it's just disrespectful. I'm trying to be a hard worker and actually contribute to shit, but they ain't gonna give me a fucking chance, so fuck it, I'll just double down and not do anything, I guess, if it's really that big of an issue. Like, I'm just trying to get an internship right now. It's not even like really like a job or like they want you to have like work experience and all that. I'm just trying to land it. Which, the point of an internship is to be an intern and get experience and shit. Yet somehow I'm not qualified enough for that. Well, I did apply for like a really big company to be fair, but regardless of that, man, I had the grades for it. But it's taken them a month. Like I don't know if it'd be awkward to like email them about it or like because it has already been a month, so I thought they'd at least say something by now, but they say my application's still under review. So I don't know what the hell the deal is, but I don't want to bug them about it neither because, they have other people to attend to and all that, but somebody's got to say something because it's starting to wear my patience out a little thin. But either way, I guess I don't really need to think about that for today. We're just going to go ahead and get the rest of this island cleared out. That gets me a lot more water to work with over here for the Shulker farm we're getting ready to build. So we'll go do some other things while we wait for some of these items to despawn because they're going to take like about 5 minutes or so to do that. So we'll just go twiddle my thumbs or something, go do something else. I don't know. I don't know what I'd like to do. Probably go manage the bamboo farm and go start crafting up all the scaffolding. And I should have the video open another tab. I do not actually. Well, we can go ahead and fix that real quick. There we go. Alrighty. And when we start building it, I'll be posting the YouTube link for anyone who's interested. But do believe this shulker farm is by Madzify, who actually like just straight up like took another shulker farm from either ending credits or somebody else. But either way, he actually made it. Oh, he took it from Mind the Fab, who then took it from like ending credits. So either way, just a big chain. But the reason I'm choosing this one specifically is because it's an actually like easy to digest tutorial on how to build it, instead of like a 40-minute video of somebody building a farm in silence without explaining certain things with words. So, which is fine in its own right. I just don't like Minecraft tutorials like that personally. Like they still work, but then on that one, to be fair, they said it didn't work in 18.12, so or 18.2 because I guess some weirdo shit changed. But this one should still work apparently. So we'll go ahead and see pickles. Those sea pickles always. What the fuck? When did these get here? Oh wait, no, I put these here. No, never mind. I'm sorry, I'm just silly. I thought these somehow spread over to here, but I know. I put those there a long time ago. I'm just incredibly dumb today. Oh well. Par for the course, I guess. Would be cool if I added a trapdoor or something similar. Anyways, let's go ahead and just dump all this shit out. I'll go put away some of the extra wood and all that. It's no big deal. Time we did something like this, I can actually get up and down here easier, you know? We won't be having a bridge over to here. I literally just need like something so I can use like my elytra or whatever. There we go. Literally all it takes. And that's good. I might see if I can get some mileage out of this little area here. Is this whole thing is definitely intentional because I even built like arches for it and everything and made it look nice underwater. And I'm thinking we can have an underwater like airlock that goes like under here and then it can pop back up into here. Or like it goes from this part of my base down and then I can like get from the ocean into my base without having to go to that dock. So and then we can maybe have like a tunnel underground that goes all the way out to here that's just sealed up with fence gates and all that. And again, just another airlock or whatever. I think that could be nice, so I don't have to keep doing some. But yeah, let's go ahead and just dump some stuff out in the ocean, I guess. Go ahead and do that. Daily pollution, you know how that goes. And we just need to harvest our bamboo here and go do some other stuff. We need to go make the scaffolding and make sure I prep out the area correctly, all that good shit. We have all of our materials to do this. I think the only hard part's going to be moving the damn shulker, but I can handle that, no sweat. I'm basically a pro at that now, I guess. Unfortunately. Whether I want to be or not, I had to do that too many fucking times with, you know, big stakes on him the whole time and still fucked it up. So it's alright. As long as it gets done, I don't care anymore. Tired of having to have everything be hyper efficient, which is why we're building this one again, because it's much easier for me to understand and I do not care about efficiency as much. Because it still is like just as efficient of what I've already been using, but it's automatic and it's gonna run for like, you know, a couple hours while I do other things. So by the time we're done today, we'll probably have like 2 or 4 stacks of shulker shells or whatever, which is perfect because, you know, it'll still run when I do other things as well, so it won't even matter. Which is great. I don't need a whole bunch. Um, we're gonna actually do a little switching really quickly. We're gonna break out the nice tools that don't have any durability taken off of them because I'm a little desperate right now. And also I wouldn't like anything to break at the moment, so we'll go ahead and get these fixed up at the trading hall a little later today. But that's not my priority, so not too worried about it. This can go there. We can put that extra stack of cobble away. Got enough food and fireworks. I'll probably head back to the raid farm and get some more gunpowder. Or actually, no, we'll work on an item sorter for the raid farm and we'll fix up the nether too, so that'll be cool. But let's just go harvest our bamboo really quickly and go make our scaffolding. Our entire shulker box of it. Should be good. Don't need too much of it. I think like 20 stacks is like overkill already, so a whole shulker box. Also, it's me. I'm being productive today, Jake. It's finally happening. We're ditching the sphere for right now, because I'm just gonna do it earlier in the day. And then we'll take like a stream like now, later in the afternoon to do fun stuff, so that way it's the best of both worlds, where I still make good constant progress on it, and then I still get to do other shit, so Yeah, we're taking a little break and just building a shulker farm. Don't know how that's much of a break to be fair, but it's a better break compared to monotonously building the same sphere for another like 2 hours today, so I'm okay with that for now. It'll be worth it when it's done with the sphere, don't get me wrong. I'm just burnt out from it a little bit. I'm trying to like force myself back into it incorrectly, and it's just gonna burn me out even more if I'm not careful, so I have to watch it a little bit. Oh, we got a nice extra bit of bamboo, so I can just go ahead and dump this back. There we go. Jump. Oh, last stream earlier today, we made an entire hill. That was cool. Yeah, so your building is just it's fine, but it's because of the scale I'm building it at is what's making it hard for me mentally because it's big, dude. Even after like 2 weeks, I still have not even dipped into everything that I should have for it. Like I think I've only used up 15 shulker boxes out of 100, and 15 is a lot. That's like I think that's about like God, I want to say that's like almost 25,000 blocks I've put down, and that's still like not even like a fifth or even a quarter of the way there, like at all. I've put down a lot of stuff, but to take a little breather from that, we're working on some village planning. Oh, I need a pillar here, but we've gone ahead and redesigned a couple of things. We moved that back a little bit closer. We've actually gotten an entire staircase that goes down to here with some better farmland. So we're going to be having farmers working here for their wheat, potatoes, and carrots. I'm just passing time until some more bamboo grows. So um, I've actually got a pumpkin farm here, and you notice these fence gates. They can't open fence gates, and that's because this is for personal use. So I'm going to try and figure out how I can incorporate stuff for personal use while also still making it look like it's part of the actual village. And this is a great example of that because it keeps with the theming, but I can only I can get here because of the fence gates. They have no way coming in from the top. It's perfect. It's great. It works. So we'll probably have some other things similar to it too. Like we'll have like maybe like a jungle tree or something that grows here, or just not a jungle tree, but you get the point. But we built an entire hill, and I like the glass up here, but I need to figure out some other stuff because I think it kind of like flattens off too early. So I'm thinking about adding an extra layer until it actually like flattens off better. Although I don't mind it, I don't dislike it. So, but yeah, this hill wasn't here before, and I'm pretty happy with it. It looks like pretty natural. Like it looks solid enough. There's like maybe a little bit here I need to work on, but it looks pretty reasonable from all angles. That's for again maybe here, but I can't do too much about some of these parts without like overextending into the grass here, so I have to be a little careful sometimes, but it's at least a very solid like first draft. Oh, I guess second draft technically now, but either way, it's good. Yeah, it's pretty nice too actually. It's functional on the inside to some extent because this is where I hatch my turtles actually. The sand blocks are where I actually place down the turtle eggs, so when I grow cocoa beans back here, and when I actually have better ideas in the near future, I actually get my jump. There we go. When I have better ideas in the near future, I'll probably maybe put like something up here. I don't know, or maybe like carve the use the dirt here and like make all this flat and then match it back up here so these walls aren't kind of here. Because I do like these parts because you can walk around up here and I could put stuff up here. I was gonna put bamboo up here, but then I realized this is a little bit too short to really put in a good bit of bamboo. So now I need to figure out something else to slot up here. It's a nice little indoor, like I could actually just make it like a little indoor park maybe or something like that. But I like it here. It's pretty solid, nice and cozy. It's functional too. We got our cocoa bean farm. Grow cocoa beans there. Insane. This actually leads out to the other part of the base and all that. And it's even got a little custom thing I've worked on a little bit. I might have to work on it a little bit more, but not my problem. Or at least not for now. And it's all lit up, so it's safe, and yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it. This is too sharp of a corner. I might get rid of this and then just terraform So this is all like flattened out properly on the inside, and then this is all like solid, and then it meets up better here to help kind of make it look a little bit better. Because I can actually get in a different way now, like a more intended way. So that's why I've kind of dug this here. But it's a pretty moderately sized hill. It's nothing too big, and it kind of helps a little bit. And I had kind of ran out of space a little bit, but that's fine. I still need these here to make sure the villagers can't get out. Oh, and I need some more terracotta for these parts as well. Because again, we need to have some color in some of these parts here. But we don't need them in all the parts. We can actually leave like these two dirt, I think, because I'm gonna put some greenery in. But like this one can't be dirt. This one can't be dirt. Uh, oh yeah, I actually have thought about not doing torch spam. I'm gonna eventually probably put in some lanterns, but for this part, it's torch spam for a long time. These corner bits here are eventually gonna be lanterns because they do look a little better. Um, and the other thing I can do is, and I need moss carpets for it, but I can go get some glowstone or some or some what they call it? Shroom lights. That's what they're called. I can go get some glowstone or some shroom lights and like embed them into the ground with some moss carpet around, on top. So I can do that too. Like I do know there are other things I can do. I just don't have the moss carpet or the will to do it right now. So I will eventually, because it would look nicer too. But I have to actually go out and do it. So I need like lanterns and like I have to go out and mine a ton of glowstone and then actually get a nice way to farm some moss. So I'll have to make like a nice stone generator and bone meal of moss, all that stuff. It'll be worth it. Oh, leaf blocks do work well if they're in the walls. Yeah, so I could like dig this in like too deep and then like farther in the back here put in like glowstone and then leaf. But yeah, that could be good too. And again, the this one will be a little bit harder. I think I can use like either light gray, because I think gray carpet's too dark, so I can use light gray carpet and kind of bake it in at like certain part. Well, ooh, that actually this is gonna be harder to light up. I might not have a very good way around it. Because I don't want any of the light blocks exposed. So I'll have to play around with it. And I don't want to put any greenery up here because the whole point of this is to be a cold like mountain. So oh, glow lichen. Oh, actually, that's a solid one too. Actually, shoot. Anyway, or I could even use instead of lighting this up, I could even put buttons actually, like stone buttons, or use like normal stone slabs on top of all of these. So it should still keep the proportions the same. It just means nothing can. Or I could even use string. I made a cave spider farm earlier today. What the hell? Yeah, I could use string. Hell yeah, that could work too. Yeah, exactly. Huh? Because I just want to keep the proportions the same. So, and I'll light it up at some parts with like glow lichen maybe, but yeah, I think string or slabs will work pretty nice. Just like string on the snow parts up here, and then like probably slabs on the red. I don't know how big slabs are going to encroach on the snow. We'll figure that one out later, but at least those are some good ideas, so I appreciate it. I forgot to switch these out with normal stone. These aren't going to be cobblestone, they're just placeholders, so I know to switch them out with normal stone slabs. And the lighthouse is going to actually have, light in it, but that would mean that I would have to go get light, so. End rods would be good icicles too. That also means I have to go make end rods, so I'll have to think about that at least. I'm not really interested in doing ice up here per se. It's more just it's more about the snow because ice is cool and all, but I like the snow-capped peaks. I'm not really going for anything too frozen, but we'll keep that in the back of my mind for now. Might use it later at some point. And it's just cool lighting too, to be fair anyway, so oh, and I might be able to do some stuff with glowberries in very specific spots, but I'll have to see about that. That's not a guarantee that I'd ever do that. But we will get rid of the torch spam like one day, but I'll have to dedicate like a whole like stream for it because there is a lot, and there's intentionally a lot just to really make sure nothing can be a pain in my ass and spawn and like mess with a ton of stuff. But once we get rid of the torch spam, it probably will clear up a lot nicer. Wandering trader looking ass down there. Let's go. But I think this should be the last of our bamboo I need. So we'll go ahead and just kind of cut some of this down. I'll probably move the bamboo farm out a little bit more too. This is kind of temporary, but also kind of not. So we'll figure out a better spot for this in the near future. I just don't quite know where that would even be at the moment. There we go. I don't even need to do as much lighting anymore because of the lighting changes, but it's between out of habit and out of raw fear, so... Oh yeah, the frog lights do look pretty good, but... Man, they're kind of rough to get, though. Like, it is possible, like, there's already farms designed for it and all that, but, like, it's just a little weird and wacky, because... You have to use a magma cube spawner from a bastion, which is already kind of rough, and then they have to be the smallest possible magma cube, and then you have to have a frog in the correct spot. It's just weird, but it's doable. But yeah, the torch spam was necessary. I want nothing in here, period, because it's still hardcore. So you know, hardcore comes first, making it look nice comes second. Um, but we are able to settle down a little bit and start making it look nice. So I will be taking that into consideration a bit more here, but I have to actually get moss carpet too. What do you own? Hmm. It's. I've already got some moss blocks, honestly. I've got one, but you can bone me in the menu. Oh yeah, dude, the treasure bastion's like probably the hardest one because it's too steep. Oh, I wanted to stake his milk bucket. Oh wow, that would have been funny. But yeah, treasure bastions, they're fun. Like bastion raiding is genuinely like really fun because it's still pretty difficult even with like good armor because the brutes hurt. But it's not like impossible at all, like by any means. So, and it's even in late game, it's still got good rewards. Like getting netherite is still like even good even now because I love having some spare netherite tools. Unironic, having a spare blocker 3 to flex is also really cool. I mean, it actually feels cool because it's like one of the few, and the ancient city will be the next one, but this is one of the few structures where like you're somewhat encouraged to play stealth, but you're still heavily rewarded for playing stealth. The ancient city is just gonna like up that like a lot more, but stealth gameplay that is actually has to be stealth, but is actually fun is hard to do, and they fucking have like done a pretty good job with the Bastion. But once they get those ancient cities, man, you have to play stealth because you know I could technically fight a warden at some point. I'm not even gonna chance it. I might chance it in like a creative world, like in a separate world, just to kind of show it off. Like I'll like make my armor in another like creative world or whatever, like the practice world that I have, and then we'll go fight like a warden, just kind of as a as a mock fight or whatever, just to see how fast I would die if I could even like live it with like 3 totems and like my normal armor and a good sword and all that stuff, just to see if I can't live it in like a risk-free environment. I'm not chancing in an actual environment of risk, so we're not gonna do that if that ends up being like because it looks like it's hard and there is no benefit to killing it. They've made that abundantly clear, so there's no reason for me to try it. It'd be cool to flex, but you can't even remember that you've killed it until if you unless you get an achievement. Not like they'd give you an achievement for that, because the whole point is to avoid it. Stack the scaffolding. Oh yeah, well 6 stacks, but finally, for all this time, getting that scaffolding set up. Oh yeah, the Sonic Boom one. Like, I mean, I have to go there no matter what, because I need I need some more of the achievements when they come out, and I mean, it just would be cool ambience wise. Like, that might be the only time I get loud, like in like a stream ever, other than like me getting mad at my keyboard for like just being slow. That's about the only time I've gotten loud or like even remotely close to upset is my keyboard being slow and me transporting those shulkers yesterday. That's probably been about it. I don't think I've gotten too upset this time around, which is pretty remarkable for me considering I play Splatoon 2. But regardless of that, we seem to have all of our scaffolding. I'm still short on bamboo. I thought I had enough, but um, 18 stacks of it should definitely be plenty. Let me double check that. The answer is yes. I definitely do have enough. 640, 640, and then yeah, I have plenty of scaffolding, so we got it. We got the materials. They're all, we got all of our glass, our scaffolding. We got our ominous abundance of buttons, building blocks, dirt for like temporary blocks, walls, slabs, cactus, sand for cactus, redstone blocks, kelp for water elevator. I'll actually be nice and put in an extra water bucket just because I feel that good today. No golems, cobweb. They said concrete, so I'm replacing it with a diamond block because my diamonds are worthless. This is to bulk make the 24 mine carts for the entity cramming. Um, and we got excess of certain things that are hard to get a replacement of, but we got everything. So let's just go ahead and probably grab another bucket. That's convenient, and we'll go ahead and just go ahead and get started building on this. So I need to map out where this needs to go, which I've actually dug out a whole area over there, as you just saw not too long ago, and we're gonna build a shulker farm. Now, from what I understand, the shulker part goes in last because why wouldn't it? But this is gonna be prepped out in a way where that should that should be loaded, right? I've got two options. Either I take it up and then I have to carry a shulker like up with like a piston bullshit or something, or I build it over here. Trying to think what would actually be better. I don't know, cause do I want to build the well no, cause it'll actually block the skyline. Okay, no, we're actually no, I've already decided. We're not I was gonna build the shulker farm above this one by like a decent amount of blocks. But I think the main issue is that it would inevitably block this skyline because I still want to at least like I know this shit's floating in the air, but you can't even really see it from like well within here. And if you can, it's like so low to the ground, it's really not even that big of a deal. But like if we come up to this mountain here, for example, right? This stuff is in the way, but you can see straight out. Me building stuff up like 20 blocks above that, and then like it still goes up like 30 blocks for the building might be a little bit too high to get a nice clear, view of the ocean. Or like down here, for example, like I'm down here, I can still see the ocean pretty like nicely, even though the shulker farm's here. But it still looks good, even with the iron farm as well. It still looks good. But if I had it here, is where it would be. Like this whole shit wouldn't look too good. So we're just gonna build it in the ocean part here that I've actually gone ahead and cleared out. You can tell where I cleared it out too, because there's an ominous amount of stone. But that's okay. So we'll go ahead and just pass on over here. I think specifically it's gonna go right about here is should be the center. I can chip away a little bit of that if I need to, but we're far enough away from literally everything else. So this shouldn't even be an issue. So we'll go ahead and just kind of put down our shulker boxes. Yeah, it's just we'll just go ahead and get started. But yeah, thank you at least for saying that I probably made it. It's like it's just kind of weird making some of these choices because it would be good to condense it over the top, but for stuff like that it probably wouldn't make as much sense. And I'm going to add support going into the ocean. It doesn't add anything to that farm, it just makes it look better. It'll probably be like cobbled deep slate walls or something like going in. I don't know, I'll figure it out. That's just kind of an up in the air thing. But we'll go ahead and get started with this farm, I guess. The tutorial, oh, and I should actually post that really quickly. Hold on, give me a moment. This is just to make sure I actually give proper credit here, but again, be sure to actually watch some of the tutorial for the if you're interested in the farm and like the origins of it, make sure to actually keep an eye on this tutorial because it's pretty good. But yeah, the flow of the area that I'm trying to work on, like that whole like theming is very important to me because I want everything to make sense properly, and I can't really do that if it's just we have a cool ass fit. Like this is tolerable to some extent because it's like not really too tall, and I kind of need these here to this close to my base. And actually, this is already like pretty far out, so this is about the outer limit. Where I'm at right now, getting ready to build this is like the outer limit what I can realistically build while still keeping it loaded in my base because I think mobs don't render after like 120 blocks or whatever. After they despawn, they just don't render, so I don't know if it'd be like AFKable while I'm still like doing stuff at my base, keeping myself busy. Which is why I'm trying to like debate where I should build it, because over there would have been the safer option to know for a fact it would have worked. But here is like kind of shaky. Just a little bit shaky. Not too bad. But just concerning enough to where I actually have to sit down and think about it. So yeah, the thing about the structures is this one's fine enough. I might be able to like do some stuff to make it like make some theming with it. Like maybe I could make some of these into buildings to some extent. I just had to be a little careful about it. Like I could build a building around this and then just spawn proof it to the goal so this farm still works. But I'd have to figure out how I'd really want to do that properly. Like that one could definitely be reworked into a building of some kind. But that's something I can think about later. To be perfectly honest, I might even be able to crank the village up into that if I wanted to. Like top half is specifically for me because it's still a shulker farm, but the bottom half could go into the ocean quite a bit and be like a cool like research lab where they research and study like shulkers and like shit like that or whatever. And then they still like research like deep sea stuff, and it still like works with the deep sea mining operation that's going to be happening a little bit behind that stuff. So again, it makes enough thematic sense. Like it's something I can explain with words how it actually connects. So that means it's viable. And I need my bed. I seem to have put my bed away incorrectly, so we need to actually go grab that really quickly. And I'm gonna have to actually focus up here and get to work on building this. So here's my bed. I want that. I'd like my shears in case I need to mess with some cobwebs. I'll take these torches. I'll take the cobblestone just in case I need some extra building blocks. Crafting table is always good. And that leaves me with a pretty fair amount of space to work with. Yeah, this is a pretty reasonable amount of space. I shouldn't have to really do nothing too much more than this. So we'll sleep in my actual bed first, but you get the idea. Now I'm gonna have to actually study up here and get ready to start building this farm. So alrighty, we'll go ahead and get started with it. So we'll worry about building some stuff around it because I want to have some cool designs, but still make it functional. But we'll, we got plenty of time for that, and we're not worried about that right now. Need to be switched out. There we go. I'm still the only thing that could even like touch me is like a creeper explosion, which is why I'm always very like skittish, and I always put on my chest plate whenever I'm not flying because I'm very like skittish about like a creeper. Like just I still have a totem to tank the first one, but I want my armor to tank it first no matter what, and then the totem is like an absolute last resort. If the totem gets activated, I've really fucked up and I have got to leave immediately. Because I should never ever have to activate a totem. Like that's how serious that is. Let's see here. What do we need? Alrighty, so it looks like our collection system is going to be wherever we put our chest. So let's go ahead and take some of our cobblestone here. I'm just doing this kind of as a starting platform, I guess. And I'll go ahead and just build this out just a tiny little bit. Not a penis, I swear, but we'll go ahead and just that back. We want a hopper and a chest. Alright, and then this is where our hopper minecart's gonna go. And the dirt blocks are just temporary blocks, so that's why these are here, by the way. And we'll go ahead. Alright, we want to go ahead and grab some of our walls. And we want to place one there and remove our dirt. Alrighty, so now we want our glass. And we need some slabs as well. Go to the left side here, replace our glass, and then a bottom slab. Where the snowmen go. I don't want anything actually touching this, so we'll just, I guess, deviate to the side a little bit. Alright, so we want 2 blocks of glass and then one of our redstone blocks. We only need 5 redstone blocks as well after this whole project. I've made 7 because I like having some spares of everything just in case. I don't have to keep going back and forth to go get some materials, but so that's where our blue concrete goes, aka our diamond block that I made just for shits and giggles. I thought it was funny, because it is, but yeah. Diamond blocks aren't very valuable, unironically, anymore. Oh, they weren't even that valuable to me after I learned what villagers were, so. But we just go ahead and do that. I'm guessing that's where our shulkers are gonna die at, supposedly. Or just where the fish and shulker is. That goes there, and then we go ahead and get in our powered rails. Ooh, that was supposed to be an activator rail. This one here is supposed to be an activator rail. We should have it there. Alrighty, so we're gonna go at to these other ends. And we want to do it for the other side as well. Alrighty, cool. We're definitely going to get rid of some of this, by the way. I feel like it's a little bit too close. We'll do that after the farm's completed, but before we move the shulker in, just kind of as a last minute prepper. Just because I don't want to have any chances. And we want some top slabs, which we have here. Where do we want to go for this? The one on the same level as our diamond block. Alrighty, so we want to go. Here we go. We stop until we're next. And then on this side, we actually want to go 4 blocks like that. Just double checking that I didn't misplace any slabs here. We look like we're good already. Got some spare glass. Where does this go? Looks like it's on the bottom part. So, ready. Here and here. Then apparently we just fill this all out along these top slabs here. Including the real ones, it looks like. Yeah, it's just all the top slabs, so. I'll have to put down the bed soon. We need slabs again. We need to sleep first. I don't want to risk nothing spawning or getting over here or something spawning here. Sorry about this being a little bit lackluster because I've got a tutorial going inside as well. Alrighty, match this up one shy of the block. There we go. Alright, we want glass there. I just feel like it'd be better if I actually had the video on screen to some extent. It's just kind of weird because I have to like keep pausing it and then actually like alt tabbing back and forth, so it's just a little weird. But either way, it's not really too big of a deal. Like I said, the video is like posted in the comments and all that too. So if you ever do want to try this for yourself, feel free to, because we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works first before I actually like say you can try building it for yourself, because the main thing is seeing if it works, but it ought to be okay. Where do we want ours? This is where our snowman is. Oh, and I actually want more slabs, so that needs to stay. Um, so Shulker goes here. This is one that gets aggro on the snowman, so it should shoot the bullet up, and then it should come back down into itself. So we put our snowman in here. We put in 12 of them. They all aggro at the Shulker who tries to shoot him, and it hits itself, and then it'll eventually clone itself back up again. Oh, it's not a Logical Geek Boy this time around. It's by a person named Madzify, who again they took it from somebody else called Mind the Fab, who took that from somebody else called Ending Credits. But regardless, it's still like the reason I chose this one over the other two was because this one's an actual like tutorial, like block by block tutorial, like Logical Geek Boy. So unfortunately, if Logical Geek Boy had made a farm, I would have built that one, no sweat. But somehow has not made a shulker farm yet, or like a 1D shulker farm, which is genuinely tragic. That would probably be like a really good one to have. But oh, now we want our snowman. Okay, that's cool. I guess we're getting the snowman now. I got no risk of dying probably, so we'll figure that one out when they do die. If they can die, they probably can, I think. But it seems like it's a pretty solid farm. They're saying the rates are like, about 80 shulker shells per hour, which for context, the manual farm that we have over there, I built an exact copy of that more or less in the end, and that gives me about 80 an hour more or less, maybe a little bit more, but it's manual. So just having those same rates but automatic is like game changing for me because it's also close enough for me to load. So that's why I don't mind not having some crazy efficient thing, because it'll do its thing over enough time, and then I'll get like 200 shulker boxes easy. Like, and we want to take some of our dirt here and apparently get ready to do a little gaming and caption. A moment here. Go into this corner. Okay, so literally all it is now is just go make some snow golems. I overextended on blocks here, by the way. Oh, the shulker does damage itself while cloning, but the thing is, when it clones, it makes So how the cloning works is when it does clone, the old one, the one that's already taken damage, is the one that teleports away, leaving a new fresh one with full HP in its place. So that's how it's sustainable. This farm also has it, so there is technically a chance where the shulker could kill itself with its bullet, but usually the odds of that are low. But there is enough of a chance for that to happen where this thing actually has built-in backup, so it'll always fill up the backup chambers first, and anytime a shulker dies here, the minecart would come pick up a backup, bring it down into here, and then it automatically gets dropped off back into the diamond block. So you're never not gonna have a shulker in place that creates the fission. So it's very good. Like, it's completely self-sustainable. Like, once you've built it, you've built it. You never ever have to you don't have to do anything with it again, which is why this farm is very good, at least for me. I think I only need 24 of these. Rest these away. Damn, it is lightning out pretty hard. Got a lot of lightning. Okay, I might have alt-tabbed a little too fast there. That was a little weird. Am I getting... Huh, that is very bizarre. So if I alt-tab a little bit too fast, it appears that my PC doesn't like to keep up with that. I'm gonna have to remember that for the future, I guess. But yeah, all we do now is just go ahead and put in our I think I can just drop them in. Alrighty, so that was that part done. Let me go ahead and tear down all this dirt. But yeah, shulker farming is pretty cool. Building a manual farm helps me actually like figure out how it really works on like a much better level because you're gonna have to know it to be able to build some shitty manual farm like that. But it was a great starting point because that manual farm, because I built it in the end first, that's what let me get all this stuff put together. Is what actually let me get all my shulker boxes that I had to use for like everything. So very humble farm, but it's a really easy farm that anybody can build, me included, which is great because I don't know what I'm doing most of the time, to be perfectly honest. And that's okay. I don't need to anymore, at least for now. And it looks like we would like to place in some glass, apparently. So let me double. We want to place this like this. We want to match that. But all the stuff we're building right now, this is just to clone the shulker. Like this is just getting ready to be able to clone the first shulker. The tubes that we're going to be building is what actually cycles the minecart, and then the other stuff we're building is with the scaffolding, so we can actually like farm the shulkers. So this is pretty much like one of the big parts of it that's done. All right, we want a full block now apparently. Put it on top of the activator rail like. They're pretty solid. They're not as good as they used to be, but I used to mess around with redstone a lot when I was a kid, when I was like 12 or 11. But I can still put together some stuff. Like I have a villager trading hall where I kind of like put all the like rails together myself. Not very pretty, but I know how to troubleshoot and I know how to like it's functional is my point. Like I can still make a couple of basic like stuff, but the problem is I haven't like been as invested in redstone stuff since like 2014, so motherfucker, I didn't even have the observer yet, so I'm a little behind. Let's put it like that. I'm just a little bit behind on some of the new tech that's come out in the past couple of half decade, maybe like 7 years. Um, so I'm still capable, but this stuff's changed so much. Yeah, old school. It's still fucked up that it's considered old school now at this point, to be fair. But like, I just haven't had to build any redstone stuff in quite a while, so stuff like this, I will just rely on a tutorial for 100% because there's no other way to do it. Iron Farm rely on this. I put this together off of a YouTube short and then made some of it myself for like troubleshooting with stuff like the sticky piston that's in there. That was my idea. I had issues with the iron trap door not quite working and not stopping the bullet correctly. Now the Spencer and basic redstone shit is mine, but the rails and the trading hall are mine. Like we got a couple of things. I just haven't had a need to do like major redstone, like craft it by hand because usually somebody's done it on YouTube but better. But I at least know how the components work, so I don't have any issues troubleshooting if like something goes wrong, and I can understand why delay circuits are a thing and like how repeaters work and enough of the terminology to where it's not really too big of an issue to understand and follow what somebody's saying. So it's not too bad. I just haven't had a need to like custom build anything in a little while. Actually, that's kind of a lie. I kind of did custom build a flower farm, and it's shitty redstone, but it's functional redstone. And by functional, I mean it works on a technicality. Oh, hold up, wait. We want to actually do some more stuff with this bit over here. We actually want to have an extra glass block here. There we go. And I guess now we want to do some rail stuff here. Damn. But I don't do a bunch of redstone stuff anymore because I haven't had a need to in ages. I mean, it's fun to do, but it was really more for like secret bases and stuff when I was a kid. But otherwise, I haven't had a need to like custom make nothing yet. Or is any problems I have, somebody else has usually had them. They've usually solved them. So what is there left to do? And we want to go ahead this up apparently. But this is one of the silliest things you could try and like homebrew unless you really know what you're doing up to like on like a philosophical level. Like I would only ever attempt something like this if I could answer any question that somebody threw at me. It's the only time I'd ever attempt to like really try and like, you know, make like a homebrew farm or whatever because it is it is rough, you know. There's no use trying to reinvent the wheel for some of these things, you know. All right, what do we want to do here? Oh, we need a decent number of slabs for this. Like the cave spider farm I built, it doesn't have any redstone, but I did kind of mix some things together a little bit differently compared to how I'm used to, so it's a lot better for collecting item drops and like, you know, making it a little bit better for me to not get hit, but it's better for collecting all the item drops and actually making sure the spiders aggro, so I'm pretty happy with it, but I'll show that off later. I just built it today, funny enough. So we want to go to this part here. And we want to go 8 blocks from the middle. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if you one great thing though is if I want to build a farm like in a space that doesn't work with a tutorial, usually you can condense some of the tutorials with the redstone. Because I know how the redstone works usually when they like you know make the tutorials, what I can actually do is I can kind of like I can form fit it to whatever building I needed. So if I want to put something like if I want to hollow out some of these parts and put like a fully automatic bamboo farm, but only at that specific like height and whatever, I could probably do it because I know enough of the basics to just throw one together. It might not be the most efficient or nothing, or maybe the most compact with its redstone in the back, but it would still fit in like a certain space that it might not otherwise fit with a tutorial, you know? Like farms like this where you're building out in the open air are great to do as tutorials because there's absolutely no need to hide it in a building or reinvent the wheel, but in tighter closed spaces, that's when you need to start knowing how redstone works. You can actually like form fit some stuff so you know you make the most out of the space you're given and inside of a very specific space that only you've ever made. So as long as you know the basics, you're fine, and then you can just, you know. Oh, so we actually want to do this all 4 sides. Hold up. But space is usually the biggest limiting factor for some redstone projects. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. But because this isn't something that like you know takes up any space, we're fine. Oh, we actually do want to do it here. Okay. Things like the iron farm, like I know how the mechanics of an iron farm work, you know, but I don't have a need to like fit it into a building. Not quite yet at least. So if I wanted to make it a little bit nicer and like actually fit it into a building, I could do it. But then I'd also have to do like I'd have to take into account like spawn proofing and all that. So some things like that are easier to just build out in the open. There's less spawn proofing for me to do. But like with a raid farm, like I don't know if you've seen Hermitcraft recently, but they built a fucking raid farm like the worst spot possible. So now they've made a like infinite mean more work for themselves, having to make an entire ocean from scratch to accommodate it. So it's like you can do it in like the worst ways possible and it would still work. The ship does look lovely though. The hurricane too, especially, is honestly pretty good. Fortunate about the junk borders, but it's stuff like that is the issue. Like those kinds of farms, like raid farms and iron farms, are absolutely perfect things to build open air inside of a flat ocean like this, because there's no spawn proofing and it is just build the farm, you are good. But if I wanted to build it like inside of one of these buildings here or whatever, I could do it. There's nothing stopping me. But I would have to spawn proof all of this shit and make sure there's some caves and no dead space, and it's just a mess. It's a lot of extra effort, for something that might not even be truly worth it, you know? So that's why I kind of hold off for, and especially because I'm one person. They have three people who get to do that full time and they get paid for it. I'm a single guy still doing college work, getting ready to get my bachelor's at like 20 years old, for God's sake. So I still got a lot on my plate, and they get to do it full time. So of course they can do bigger projects, and they're all working together, and that's fine. I just can't afford to do that, which is why I like efficient things like this, but are also smaller and a lot more functional, are great because you can just sit down and build them, and they're gonna work, and you don't need to reinvent the wheel or nothing. But like the sphere, for example, that is hands down going to be the biggest thing I have ever even attempted. Even in creative mode, that is going to be the biggest thing I have ever built. No question about it. And I haven't even built that much in creative mode, but when I was younger, I used to build quite a lot of stuff in creative mode. But that's been lost to the sands of time for like 6 years now. But this will have, that sphere will by far be the biggest thing I've ever built. Because believe it or not, this is the biggest thing I think I've ever properly built. All of this stuff, because this is all going to be one cohesive thing. So I kind of count all of that as one. Maybe not the farms. That is one cohesive thing in my eyes when it's going to be done. So that'll have been the biggest thing I've ever built. So imagine that whole village city when it's done with a mountain and everything, and imagine it in a big ass sphere, and this won't even take up like 20, or this won't even take up like 5% of that sphere. That's how big that scale is going to be. Like I could fit this entire island, including these farms and everything, into that sphere when it's done, and still have like 80% of the space left over, no questions asked. That's how big that thing's going to be. I'm going to be cramming it with stuff to match it too. So, but the cohesion is also, you know, I mean, the whole seed is technically a cohesive thing if we want to be specific about it. Yeah, because that is kind of the point of, natural terrain. But something that isn't natural, to make it cohesive, is a lot harder to do, like realistically. But it's going to be worth it. I've been looking forward to getting that sphere done, but again, burnout with that thing is a very serious thing I have to keep in mind, because time management is very important with something like that size, because if I don't manage it correctly, I'm going to get burnt out. I'm going to never, ever want to continue it. I simply don't want that, so I want to finish it. But that means I have to play the video game and be good at video games, and, that's a little rough sometimes, so. But I'm pretty solid. I don't have to worry about dying anymore. I got all my infrastructure in place a long, long time ago, so I haven't had to worry about dying for about 400 days really or so. I've had nothing to fear since the dawn of time pretty much, but still, like the Ender Dragon fight, like that was in part 13, was that Ender Dragon fight. And you know, that took 5 minutes and it was dead. I had all the same armor I have now, but I took it with me to the Ender Dragon fight with the same tools and everything, so did not even stand a chance. And I didn't bed bomb it either, which is why I was a lot safer, but I mean, yeah, again, technically, like everything I've ever built, like in a seed, does count towards, the biggest thing, but again, that's stuff on like a technicality. Like, that's fine and all, but like the Mesa thing, then technically, if you're gonna be specific, well, that's not building, that's tearing stuff down, but you get the idea. Like the I'll have to show it off, but I decimated. How do you think I got all the terracotta and sand? I had to decimate, and I mean just obliterate like a large chunk of a mesa and like the desert that was next to it to get all the sand and terracotta. Because remember, I needed 85,000 blocks of red terracotta and 85,000 blocks of sand to turn into glass. And you don't get that by like trading with villagers, because you can. Will you? No, because it takes a very long time compared to just mining it. So I had to go out of my way to mine that by hand, and it took a week of getting like like 3 shulker boxes of each, and then I said fuck it, in like 1 week, like within a 4-day period, I did like 9 shulker boxes of glass and 9 shulker boxes of terracotta in a stream, like for 4 days. So I got like 36 shulker boxes of each within about like a 4-day span. So most of my project got finished in like a very tiny amount of time, because I just said fuck it, and I was like, why not? And that's not easy to do no matter what. Oh shit, scaffolding time, let's go. Oh my god, finally, we're at the scaffolding time, hold up. But that stuff is not easy to do, like to stay dedicated to something like that. And the worst part is the way I came up with this base was I was just talking to a friend in like a Discord server. I'm like, hey, you know it'd be funny? And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, so like imagine, right? My base, it's gonna be cool, but it's a big sphere. And then I thought about it, I'm like, wait, nobody can stop me, and nobody's gonna even try to stop me, not even myself. And so I just found out it was doable with a nice block palette, and I decided, yeah, okay, we're gonna do that. And I've been working on that for about 2.5 weeks now, I guess. Maybe a little less. It can't have been less than that, but I've been working on that sphere between resource gathering and actually building it for a long time now. So, wait, hold up. Oh, he said any corner, it's fine. Um, so we want to go to a corner, we get our scaffolding, piece of dirt. And we just want to trace the whole perimeter with glass and then just fill it in apparently. Is what they do is they teleport to the underside of these blocks and not the top of the scaffolding, and then they decide they don't like it there because of the scaffolding, so then they immediately go up to the next layer. And it forces them to go up really, really quickly until they all condense into like a single point where you can store backup shulkers and then you can also do some other funny business. Oh, I'm out of glass. I need to go get some more. Yeah, the resource gathering was big. Like it's even with like, like Instamine, it still was a huge undertaking. I don't think I would ever be able to even attempt it again on something like that scale. Like if I die in this world, I'll start a new hardcore world, no big deal, but like I don't think that sphere is a one-time thing. So if it don't work out the first time, I will never ever attempt that again because it is just that bad. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like I'm like my like real big like skill is just like basic arithmetics. I know like very like I can handle it. I can do like custom shit or whatever. It's fine. It's just arithmetic. It's no big deal. But I saw that I needed 170,000 blocks, so I divided that by two to get like each half of the sphere. That's about 85,000. And then I divided it by 1728 to find out how many shulker boxes I needed, and it was like 48 and a half. For each half of the sphere, I needed 48 and a half shulker boxes of material. So then I just set out to collect that, and then I just started building it after I got it. So I always try and overestimate how many resources I need first, because it's a lot easier for me to just like, oh man, I got some surplus, but now I don't have to waste time going back to go collect more shit. And and I have to account for lossage as well, because I won't be able to completely place down every single terracotta block perfectly. Like some of them fall into the ocean, but I have an entire shulker box and a half of leeway before I'd have to go out and mine. It wouldn't even be that big of a deal because I've already got the grand majority of it done. There's nothing left for me to do there. But I'm gonna leave some of this blank because he's probably gonna talk about some stuff, so I need to get ready to watch that. But it's always better, in my eyes, to overestimate the materials you need rather than underestimate. Like the cobwebs I have in there, I have 40 of them. Because if you miss a cobweb, like if you misplace it and you don't have shears and you break it without realizing, then how much of a pain in the ass it is to go get a cobweb if you're not expecting it. So that's why I always and some of these harder blocks I bring extras of, or like I bring extra glass in case I need to break some, and some of it goes into the ocean and like it gets destroyed somehow, like a cactus, or I brought extra cactus in case I misplace some and it breaks on another cactus. Like there's you just gotta have some like leeway because you're gonna make mistakes and that's perfectly okay. You just have to have some resources in place to kind of reaccount for them. It's gonna happen no matter what, and you just need to embrace it and just have something in place to fix it. 'Cause it's not usually too hard. You just gotta have the extras. Wait, is wait, is it really for the whole thing? Wait, this motherfucker never said anything about the pillar. Oh, he never said anything about the pillar. So, from what I understand, this needs to, I think this needs to be built up quite a bit because we need it for other stuff. So, I guess we're gonna just do that, just so I know it's marked out. Go ahead and dip back into. This is the worst place to dip back into, but sure, whatever. Exactly. So like misplacing blocks, it's bound to happen. Like I do it on the sphere, but I do it very rarely because I'm very particular about how I build it to make sure I minimize that as much as humanly possible. Because if I miss, because it's one thing to miss, like make a mistake on a build like that. As long as I catch it by doing some like quality check or whatever, that's okay. It's just I need to catch it because if I do not catch it and it just goes unnoticed for like 4 months, and then I'm like, damn, I finished the sphere. Hey, it looks a little lopsided. And it turns out on fucking layer number 43 or some shit, I've gone ahead and made a single misplacement that has therefore thrown off the other 210 layers. I'm gonna cry. Because that means I have to not only take down the whole thing, which at that point will be glass, and you cannot insta-mine glass, which is already extraordinarily painful on that large of a scale. Um, you also would have to take down the terracotta, and then you just would have to start over from like layer 43, like in that example. And I could not handle that if I had to like do that. I would just have to quit building it because I would literally just probably delete the world, just not even out of anger, just out of just sheer sadness that I spent like 3 months doing that. So quality checks are ridiculously important for pretty much like any big project. So it's always good to take a little bit of extra time to just, check on some stuff. So you don't ever want to skip out on quality controls. If you have a feeling something got fucked up, even if you know it didn't, you need to check because you never, ever, ever should be chancing something like that. Because it's bad. Bad luck to chance something like that. Because if you goof it up, you don't get another chance if you build it too high. I mean, you can terraform it and all that or whatever, but again, it's gonna be rough if you make too big of a mistake. You gotta be really careful about how some of these things happen. But again, I try to be like really careful about how I build some of these things so I can actually avoid making mistakes for as long as possible. Because I'm like trying to be very persistent about not making any mistakes. Again, I'm not perfect by any means, but I gotta try and be as close as I can to perfect for now until I actually get all of it done. Well, I mean, like if I fucked up, like the earlier I fuck up in the layers, the worse it is because it's gonna affect the top layers as well. So the earlier I mess up, the more work I have to do because I also have to take it from the top as well, from the glass. So it still would be like an absolute total nightmare if I goofed up way too hard. Which again, we're trying to avoid that at all costs, which is why I do take some time to like do a quality check if I feel like I've missed something. Like sometimes I like get so good at like doing it I just zone out, but I'm trying not to zone out as much just to make sure I don't like do something out of habit and then not catch you because I kind of forgot I was existing for a minute there. So it's very important to oh wow, can I really not stress these out of you? But I'm pretty good usually at like catching myself when something gets messed up. I don't usually ever have anything to worry about. Go ahead and just finish this layer off and then I'll go ahead and check. But here we go. Exactly. You measure twice, cut once. I've heard that one a lot because I took engineering when I was in high school, so I heard that one quite a bit, and it helps. There we go. And now we actually want our buttons in place, fun fact. So we'll go ahead and grab those and go put in some of our buttons. Try to grab 2 stacks should be enough. This dirt staircase will go out eventually. I just can't right now. What we do is we just take some buttons and we make it so they can't teleport onto any of these glass blocks. And then we should be good. So now they won't teleport onto any of these sides. Oh, and we want to go on the edges too. Yeah, I don't like I use torches inside of it to light stuff up, but I haven't actually done that in a while, so don't take down any torches on the outside. That's fair. Or yeah, don't even put any up. I don't really put them on the outside of them, fun fact. I just kind of the way I put my torches up is I literally just, put them in the sphere because I really should spawn proof it at some point to be perfectly honest. Because it needs to be spawn proof because I actually get pillager raids that show up there pretty consistently now. And then when it's nighttime, I have to go to sleep because if I don't, then I get like a bunch of stuff spawning there because it's so big. I'm actually able to get stuff spawning up. See, I don't care about lossage because I overestimated how much I needed, which is good. And I don't use any of the I don't use torches for any of the corner blocks anyway, so I actually got a better method for building the spheres. So what I do is I build it where there's like all like the inning corners and all that is what I call them now, I guess. I've never said that before until literally just now, but some of them require you to remove some of the inside corners. So what I do is I put in all the inside corners first, and then I remove all of them, and then you can tell which ones actually need inside corners and which ones don't just by looking at them. So then I place back in the ones that do need them, and then just leave the ones empty that don't. So that way it's a very easy, consistent, and like easily like repeatable way for me to check all of that like all the time. So that way I don't make any mistakes. And it helps. Looks like we are doing another layer. Oh, we're spawn proof in the bottom area, really? Oh, I guess we're spawn proofing. Yeah, I kind of did go on too much about that. Sorry about that. I'm not really good at describing something like that because it's like by default, it's a very weird thing to describe. But if you catch me building the sphere again, I'll explain it because it'll be easier to show it off better. But give me a moment. I need to check this. But it's a lot easier to see it than to hear somebody explain that because not very good on explaining that part. But I'll show it off one day, I'm sure. And replace buttons on this. So this will stop shulkers from trying to teleport over here, apparently. And we want to do it again. But it's really not as complicated as I made it out to be. Yeah, I actually use swiftness potions, believe it or not, to start building my spheres now. And when 1.19 comes out, I genuinely am going to have to go to an ancient city because we're gonna go there for swift sneak, so I can actually like scaffold even faster because that's how important it is for me to like make this as efficient as humanly possible. Like I use swiftness 1 potions instead of swiftness 2 because they last for a lot longer. And it's too big of a space because then I would actually need to put in like multiple like speed 2 beacons around it and I'd still have to take them down anyways at some point. Well, it actually might be worth it. It's just when I get the top half done, or when I get the bottom half done or near done, then I'll probably put in the speed 2 beacon so I can actually better estimate their radius and all that. Because I just don't want them to go to waste really. But I've pretty much had to master it at this point because I've built 40 layers out of 256. So I've picked up quite a lot in that bit of time because it's been like, I think 10 hours of placing stuff at least by now. Alright, and now it's literally wherever I can put down a button, we're putting down a button apparently. That's what we're down to. So go ahead and do it for stuff like this. Just for spawn proofing, that's all this is for. Out of buttons, we'll go grab some extras. Oh, there we go. But yeah, server building isn't hard for me because it's a very like pretty easy monotonous task. The hard part is memorizing the layers like in their order so I can actually build them quicker. And then the other hard part is actually just building them down because it's still tedious. Like it's taken me like 2 weeks just to even get what I've gotten done because it's just a huge undertaking. Like mining it wasn't so bad, but I knew placing it was going to be a huge issue because it's just you can't build as fast as you can mine because you can't like you can't put it down any faster than you're limited. There's nothing you can do to make it faster, and it sucks. That's why I've had to invest in like swiftness potions, and I'm gonna have to get swift sneak when 1.19 comes out because being able to go at walking speed while crouching and also like have swiftness activated when that happens too, like I should be able to build the middle layers a lot quicker because it starts out easy near the bottom and the top, but as you start getting closer to the middle, it starts taking more and more blocks to cover like one layer. So it just gets harder and harder to like build it. So it's very important to kind of handle it in a specific way. Why was I up there again? What did I need to do? Was oh, it was that, but I don't think he's actually said anything about it, so it doesn't count. Oh, okay, and we want some temporary blocks on some of the snow golem bits, so they're not snow golems, these are though. And then we want to drag these down, put a slab. There we go. And just oh, this is for the cactus. Okay, this is for the cacti apparently. It's for some other weirdo shit. Don't know what for, but it's all right. And I'm guessing we're gonna plant our cactus. What do we want to do here? All right, so we do actually want to put in our cacti. Luckily, I can just do this actually instead of having to use temporary blocks. That saves me a nice little bit of time. Never mind. I need to actually build it too high. Dang, I'm looking. Counts, sure, whatever. This work? All right, sure. It lines up. We'll take it. Do we take those? Because I think we take those. Huh, that's weird. As long as it's a valid spot, you can just shift click it onto the button here to make it too tall. Oh, but one of them wants to be 3 high. Okay, so this one actually needs to go 3 blocks high here. Oh no, it's the very last one in the back. That's right. There we go. That's all of our cactus and sand in place, if I'm not mistaken. And we want to spawn proof all the sand. We'll be spawn proofing this with like buttons as well, by the way. Don't worry about that. Actually, we don't even need to. There's this water here is flat enough so I can comfortably walk. So I also have depth striders, so we don't gotta worry about that. We'll get rid of a lot of these afterwards. I'll probably just extend that out or whatever. That's our collection area. I don't need more than a double chest because this thing will never produce that much over enough time. Ooh, so now we're on actually a different part here. So now we're going to be working with a bunch of walls and a bunch of soul sand here. I better actually prep for that. Go ahead and take our soul sand. We'll maybe go ahead and put away some of these extra bits. Um, Go ahead and take. There we go. Give me a moment here. Oh yeah, welcome back, Bean. By the way, we're building a funny shulker farm today, an automatic one to boot. So that'll be pretty neat when that's done. We're actually fairly close, I think. There's nothing really too hard left to build, although it was never that hard to be fair. But there's nothing really difficult left to build. Actually, we have a lot of the scaffolding layers left that need to be done, but those will happen over enough time. That's pretty cool. And then we'll probably work on some more of the base and whatnot later. Um, don't know what I'd like to do specifically yet. Probably, oh shoot, what would I like to do? Maybe we'll do the lighting today. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But regardless. And now we want to go ahead and start work on the funny walls and all that. So it looks like we come up to here actually to start it. Yep. And we want to go up 22 blocks, so we're gonna have to do some funny business really quickly. Because I don't want to take any chances on mixing up anything, we're gonna go ahead and split some of it. There we go, it's a little better. So once this is empty, that means, we'll have gone 22 blocks up, obviously. Again, it doesn't look like it uses F3 or nothing, which is fine, because at least this is a nice way to do it for, like, Bedrock players, too, because this might work on Bedrock Edition, don't know, but... And we literally just go up, and then we just match all of it together when it's done. That'll be cool. There we go. And now we just want to build everything up by the looks of it. And we're actually halfway done with the tutorial now. Also, I have feather falling and all that other good stuff. So I won't die from a fall like that. Probably. Okay. Now we do have some buttons here that need to go, because all this is supposed to go up. I could just land in the water too, but that means I'd have to, come back up here. Don't really. It's supposed to. go. Damn, it is. There's some serious lightning outside for like no reason. That's pretty wacky. There's not really a lot of thunder though. And as I say that, that's ironic. Moment here. Not too much more. I'll have to repeat on the other side. To be fair though, like thunder and lightning actually like if I'm in the right mood, shit is really nice because it's just kind of like a usually a good day to just kind of relax and have ice cream and do a whole lot of nothing. But it kind of depends. There's some days it would be a lot better to be sunny. Like if I need to go to the grocery store, it's got to be sunny. Because I've walked back from the grocery store in the rain one time before and it was pouring and that's no fun. Because I don't even think I had a rain jacket on or nothing. Not that it would have even helped that much. Because I still have to like carry a bunch of heavy ass groceries in the rain. But it beats owning a car to some extent, because I could technically just take the bus there. I'm limited to doing that only on Tuesdays because they only have a grocery bus on Tuesday, so it's kind of silly. Anyways, we're done with that, so I need to go back to watching the tutorial for a moment here. Didn't take too long. And we'll restock on walls and soul sand by hopping down. Ah, it looks like we want to do the exact same thing on the other side anyway, so that's cool. Anyways, we'll go ahead and put down here, go grab some more. Actually, I think I have all my soul sand already, so we'll just grab some more wall. And the rest of ah. See, at least you have the option to walk, and it's actually encouraged because you have like better designed dense cities on account of being like on an island. I live in Florida, and I think my state is technically larger than your entire country by default, which is kind of wacky to think about. And regardless, we have barely any funding for public transport and education at this point in time, unfortunately. So that's no good. That's kind of a downer, honestly. We'll go ahead and actually get some of this fixed up. Shoot, how did this go? I need to rewind a little bit. It looks like it's literally just oh, I want that back actually. Unlucky. But yeah, I gotta get good at taking some more public transport. Like I'm just finally starting to take trains and all that to go back and see my family, but you pretty much have to have a car, and Beam's in Florida too, which is pretty wacky, but you gotta have a car in the United States because it's very wacky and uncharacteristic without one, and you're setting yourself up for a very hard time if you don't have it. So, oh shoot, we actually need to hang on one more soul sand. Because what we do is we build the one and then the extra 22 on top of it. But you gotta have a car in the United States because if you don't, you're in for a rough time. This won't be the same height, so that's good at least. Ah. Imagine going to Disney. I think I went there when I was like 6 or something, and actually, I went to Epcot not too long ago, sometime last year. And it was fine, but look, the only reason people go to Disney is if they're Disney fans. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. The rides aren't like that crazy or cool compared to like Universal or other different kinds of theme parks in Orlando. Because if you're gonna go to Florida, you're going to Orlando for all the theme parks, like straight up. Fun fact: I live there right now to attend college and all that. That's cool. But you only go to Orlando for the theme parks and by extension, you only go to Florida for the theme parks. So they're, kind of once you've exhausted those, that's pretty much it. You can just kind of go back home and like, dang, I went to the United States, and that's really it. Because well, there's certainly nothing else to flex about for Florida. Like, there's not really a lot. Not doing so well education wise anymore. Apparently, I don't think we ever were to begin with, by the sounds of it. But it's only gotten a hell of a lot worse in the past like decade and a half. No, it's embarrassing being in college right now because all my peers are a couple of years older than me, which is fine. But they got that cutoff point before I did. They got to learn cursive, and I didn't when I was in elementary school, but they all did. And then right when I got to that age, then they cut off cursive. So I don't know how to write cursive, but everybody else, like 2 years older than me, knows how to write cursive. But I mean, yeah, there's like the only thing we have to our name are like beaches that are kind of okay. Well, the beaches in my hometown in Florida are like horrible because we have a little funny thing called red tide that kills all of the fish, and it's very bad because it kills all of the fish, including the very big, like, 2,000 pound fish. And I don't know what that is in kilos, but either way, it's big. Like, it requires like a whole ass construction like crane to move because it's just that big, and it makes the beaches smell bad. So that's not cool. And specifically, the Goliath groupers is what they end up killing. Well, they kill all the other like fish too. It's not just those guys, but they're the biggest ones. So, and they're like the gnarliest looking ones too. They're huge. You could probably just eating one of them could probably feed like 10 people or something. Like they're big, or probably more than that. They're like 600 pounds, I think. So they're massive. But yeah, our beaches go through a little bit of a bad time every now and then when we get too much red tide, and it does not work out well. Because a lot of our economy is based on beaches, so if we lose, if we lose too many of those in a year, then we start hitting some rough times. Because we've got citrus products like oranges and lemons. We've got the beaches, and we've got theme parks. And if by some unholy miracle all of those are gone, the governor probably would have to declare like some state of emergency kind of shit because we just need that. I also have not slept fast enough. So here's hoping not a lot has spawned directly below me to kill me. Oh, yeah, I definitely consider myself a southerner technically. I mean, well, it's part of the South. Like, if you think of the South in the United States, you more think of like Alabama, Louisiana, probably Georgia to some extent, Mississippi. But Florida is part of those, but I also don't really think of it as Southern technically. But when you sit down and say it and like think about it for like half a second, it pretty much hit like every box of just being Southern. As in, wow, we have poor education, but it's we've got a lot of Southern culture down here. I don't know quite exactly what that entails, to be fair, but you kind of know it when you see it compared to like if you've ever been like out to like Georgia or Mississippi or that kind of place. I mean, hell, we got a Southern accent, not like aggressively Southern, but Southern enough to kind of know. I have no clue what I need to do from here, so I gotta watch this for a moment. I shouldn't have anything. We gotta repeat it. Yep, there we go. I think we're almost done with the farm. And we want to go to the side where we can see the activator rail, apparently, which would be this side here. We want to come here. And we want to go ahead and replace it with Soul Sand. I don't have my rails on me. Shoot. Alright, we need some other stuff done here. Oh, first of all, that needs to go. Because now we actually got another point of entry I have to use. So we're going to be popping in and out here a little bit because I think we're getting in place for the water elevator here. So I should probably get that ready here. So what was that? A water bucket? I've got two on me. Kelp, soul sand, and wall. So unpowered rails for another minor little part up here. Oh, alrighty, that should do it. We're starting to get in that home stretch now, so hopefully not too much more here. I can see. And then we want a wall there. And I guess we want to bring the soul sand and wall up to the top. I really leave my... Oh wait, forbidden trick. Yeah, come on, let me do it. I know you'll let me do it. Come on, let it happen. My boat, please let it happen, man. Oh man, I was gonna be clever, but I guess I'm not gonna be today. Oh well. Looks like we want to drag these up, by the way, so we're just gonna go ahead and peek out here really quickly, and we'll come in from. Shouldn't be too hard or nothing. Guess I can actually go back. And we want to repeat that on this other side here, I guess, so we'll actually get the foundation for that. So, give me a moment. Place this block is soul sand, I believe. Right, ain't that it? Yep. There we go. Oh, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not 100% sure what the cactus are for. You haven't missed anything with that. I genuinely do not know personally, but I'm sure he's gonna explain it later. But later's not now, so I'm just kind of leaving it there and I'm just gonna hope for the best that he explains it. I've got no clue for it personally, and he didn't actually say anything either when I was placing it in the tutorial. So yeah, it's just a little bizarre, but you know, it's not too bad. It will probably be important later, but I have no way of knowing that right now, so I'm just gonna take his word on it, and we'll kind of mess around with it a little later if need be. I don't really know what it is for. It might be like if it ends up like overloading or some stuff like something like that, they might. Well, no, they shouldn't teleport there. There's literally no way for them to do that. I think. Need to double check. That's good. So I have no clue what it's for. But we'll find that out. We'll go ahead and pop on down here. My leg, etc. Go ahead and break this button. But yeah, not learning cursive is very wacky because I'm just at the wrong age group in the United States where I wasn't allowed to learn cursive in Florida. And then they eventually repealed that for whatever reason, but they repealed it too late. So I was supposed to learn it in like second grade. They stopped it right when I got into second grade, and then they started it back up when I made it into middle school in sixth grade. So then I need to learn cursive. Now all my peers in college know cursive and I don't, and it's like really. And one of the cacti is 3 high because he just says that like it's because I guess the other ones would have gone higher if they could go higher, but they're just supposed to go up as high as they can go. So don't know again why they're quite here, and they're not for decoration because it's such a stupid thing to add for decoration. But I'd I just don't know what it would be for yet. So hold up. I mean, I could, but that means I have to spend extra time learning a skill that I realistically won't really need. Like, I only needed it for my driver's license, but that was when I was 15, and that was 3 years ago, so it's too late to really, like, do it again until I have to renew it, but it's just becoming less and less useful as time goes on, to be perfectly honest. Oh, and I guess now what we're working on are, repeating these scaffolding layers now, so we'll go ahead and do a quick little, vibe check. We'll get rid of some of this. And we'll go get rid of the other dirt and make sure we got our rest of our buttons in place, but we should be good. They don't teleport on walls, they do not teleport on the sides of Soul Sand, but they do teleport on the bottoms of them, but that's not an issue here, so that's negligible. But I guess we're in the home stretch of it now because we built all the tunnel. The last big thing are building up the pads. There's a connecting bit with a powered rail up here at some point where it stores the backup shulkers. And then we just move in the main shulker, and then I think we're done. So let's go ahead and just grab a bunch of glass. And I never put in the elevator yet, which is also wacky too. But that's alright. Exactly. Like if you want to write or like make something in print for somebody else, you type it. And I only ever need to use it to sign like my name or something or like a document. But even then, they're not even requiring that anymore. Like I can write cursive, but it's like it takes me a while just to even write my name. It's still legible and it's still cursive. There's a whole point of cursive is apparently is for like a certain type of I think it was more for like ink and quill kind of stuff and like it wasn't ballpoint, it was fountain pens, I believe. The ballpoint is actually what made that irrelevant, I'm pretty sure. Might be the other way around, but one of the first like more modern pens ended up needing cursive because it just wasn't gonna work without it. But then, they made one that didn't actually smudge itself, so you didn't actually have to write cursive anymore. And then between that and also like with typewriters and all that other stuff, kind of made the rest. So it's kind of wacky, kind of cool to learn about, but that's just the issue. It's just in comparison to like knowing how to like type effectively or efficiently, it's just been kind of obsolete nowadays. So I'm not really gonna sweat it too much. I might pick it up one day again. I'd like to make it a little better for myself, but I don't have any real motivator to do it. So we want to do scaffold, block, glass, and then scaffold, block, glass. And we literally just want to drag out what we've already done. Yep, and it's literally just, we'll go ahead and pop the bed down here, but it's literally just as simple as what you'd think, where we just keep building it up and up, and yeah. We'll go ahead and bridge this up just a little bit. There we go. There we go, it's better. Ah, fair enough. But I actually I use pens a little bit, but that's only because I don't actually own pencils. So, but I should actually go buy some pencils at some point. Left-handed with pens, especially ones that smudge, yeah, those are like that is kind of a problem to be fair. Luckily, I'm right-handed, so I don't have to worry about things like that. But I can only imagine that's a total pain in the ass, especially when a lot of stuff is made for being right-handed. But luckily, I don't have to worry about that. That doesn't mean the problem don't exist, obviously, but I'm just fortunate enough to not have to think about it too much. Although I do hate writing in notebooks though, because like no matter which page you write on, like one side of it always sucks to write on, which regardless of which hand you use, because you always like run into the spine of it. Especially if it's a spiral bound notebook, those things suck. They dig into your hand and they're uncomfortable to write with on one page, but they're great on the other. It's just kind of bizarre. True. just simply become like right-handed. It's literally just that easy. I don't know what the issue is. Clearly, it's just that simple. Like everybody knows you should just be right-handed if you want to have an easy time in life. So why weren't you right-handed, man? But I mean, they at least are like a lot more adaptive nowadays between like actually having left-handed mouses and like, well, you can't you can't really have a are left-handed pens even a thing? Because there is absolutely no way in hell they could. Would they be a thing? Are they a thing? Are left-handed pens a real thing, or is that just that doesn't even make sense? I'm guessing, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I wonder if they are a thing. Man, that is a lot of lightning out there, but still no thunder to match it. That's kind of wacky and uncharacteristic. Go ahead and I overextended a little bit there. That should be good. I want the scaffolding back, give it back. Looks like we're good on the outer edges, nothing poking out incorrectly. The grips are often shaped to the curve of the right hand. That's fair. I mean, again, I don't really, I haven't had to write too much actually in recent times because between everything going digital because of COVID and even when I was in I got to take dual enrollment, which is just college, but as like a 15-year-old, which is it's literally just college, but I get to like start on it like earlier than everybody else because I got into some funny business in high school. We'll go with that, which is great because I got college credit. But even when I was in like dual enrollment classes and all that, I still only like had to type stuff. I had to write when I was in high school because they didn't really let you use electronics to take notes. But in like college, they heavily encouraged it because they were like, you can write if you want to, and that's fine too. But if you're doing a lot of like writing and not like drawing diagrams or whatever, then type because you're gonna need it to keep up with a lot of the lectures, and you did need it to keep up with a lot of the lectures. So it just ended up becoming a lot more digitized and all that. Just getting older. And, like computer skills are like invaluable because of like certain like uh, analog devices just being like you don't write with a pen that much anymore if you're like doing anything in like in a modern industry. Like I'm going in for finance, so I have to know how like a lot of computer stuff works, even if I'm like working with financial statements. I gotta learn how to use Excel like front to back, and then like I gotta learn how to use like things like QuickBooks and all this other crap too. Because if I don't, it's gonna make my job harder. Not impossible, but harder. And it's just important skills to learn, and it's just more important than learning how to write it this day and age. Unfortunately, kind of wacky. That's fair. And you can do more with writing too. Actually, like like it's like a lot easier to understand and control without having to have like a drawing tablet or something. It just feels better too, to be fair, to write some stuff down by hand. Yeah, I'll admit that, but there are some notes I like to take by like writing. Like if there's certain like science classes I take where I need some like diagrams and some specific parts, excuse me. Then I'll like do all that stuff by hand because I gotta draw them anyway. So, but when it comes to just like taking down information, I just type it up in a Word doc because it's just storing a bunch of info, so I can't really do anything more than that. Like there's nothing else for me to add. Like if there's something else I should add by like drawing something or like it would feel better for me to write it by hand, then I'll like do it. But otherwise, it just goes in a Word doc, and I probably forget about it like a long time later. It's really not that important. Like a lot of the info I'm learning in these classes, I don't think I'm ever really going to use realistically. Even in some of my accounting classes, I'm having a hard time staying invested because it's like it's stuff I don't know if I'm ever going to actually properly use at some point in my life, and it just makes me sad because I'm like, well, I mean, I don't have to spend any money luckily because I got very lucky with a scholarship, but it still is a little frustrating sometimes. Oh, I'm studying finance right now. I'm hoping to get my bachelor's degree in like a year and a half. But I was studying accounting literally like this semester, and then I just switched over to finance about a month ago. Before that, I was going to do computer science for programming, and then found out I do not know how to do calculus, which is required to get the computer science degree, and I do not know how to program, which is a slightly bigger issue if I want to be a programmer. But I was always good with numbers and money, so I switched over to accounting, and that would have been fine, but I ended up limiting myself to just being an accountant, and I didn't like that. I'm switching over to finance. I can still do accounting work if I want to, and then I have like the rest of the financial industry to work with at leisure if I ever want it. That's good. But yeah, not knowing how to program is in fact the worst thing you could not know how to do for like you jump so hard from introduction to coding with like C, like the programming language C and all that. That was a fine enough class. Like I was understanding it, I was getting the hang of it. And then we get into computer science one, and it's like, okay, go code this big project. We have 2 weeks. You can ask for help if you need it. Good luck though. And I just could not. And he was like adamant about like not trying to use things like OpenStacks and all that because ask for him for help first directly and then use it as a last resort, which is fine. But it just was hard, and it's a lot of like problem solving and like problem solving I enjoy, but like I also had to learn a whole new skill set to do problem solving, and some of it is just you want to bash your head against a wall. And I wasn't good enough with the basics too. I didn't have enough time to like really like cram like absolutely all the basics to like build stuff better. Because you have to go like really overboard for some of this stuff, but I just can't. Just print hello world and say I know like another computer language at that point. Like, I mean, hell, that's why things like GoDaddy and Wix and all that are honestly pretty nice because you can literally just make them. A lot. It's literally just the Mario Maker of like website design, which is very good for just anybody to get. Like, I legitimately hope like more things start kind of taking that kind of approach where yeah, you can like still make it independently the older way if you want to, but if you have a lot more like UI based and like kind of like drag and drop stuff or things like that, people could probably do a lot more. Be wacky. Hey, what's the news, Bean? What do you got? Please don't be cancer or something. That would not be very funny or epic, but what's the news? More glass. I need more. I gotta go pick some. We're actually nearly done with this. It's been 2 hours, I think, which is kind of fun. Hope I have got to make sure all these are filled in correctly. I put in buttons on the outside. No, I didn't. Gotta fix that too. Hold up. Yeah, the suspense is killing me too, Bean. We gotta know. What's the news? Oh. Ooh, you're getting a job. Dang, you're getting a job before me. That's kind of wacky. I gotta start looking a little harder at this point. But hey, nice. Getting that Minecraft server and a new computer. That's honestly really good. Hey, good for you. Don't forget about emulation, whatever you do. Like, it saves a lot of money, and there's no other way to play some games, but it mainly saves you a lot of money. It's a good investment to have a nice PC for. Oh, I'd be more than happy to join. Yeah, I just can't like play on it as much as I play on this world because I still want to play on this world more, and I still like have to do schoolwork and all that too. But yeah, I'd love to join honestly. So just kind of let me know when you get it ready and all that. Whenever that happens, and yeah, I'll be fine with joining and playing quite. Just can't be doing a lot of SMP stuff like with story and all that. It's just I'll just kind of come and go whenever. Because I'm trying to make sure I don't overdo it and give myself put too much on my plate. Oh, is there any deal as a website? That's a pretty good website. At least it sounds like it would be a good website considering the whole point of it is to save you money. So, but I kind of I'd have to look into it honestly, but and I'd have to figure it out too, and I need like seed money and all that kind of stuff for it, so I'd have to figure that one out. But common issue you see nowadays, right? You want to buy a TV, you want to buy like a fridge, go buy a smart TV or a smart fridge. That sucks balls because it's a smart TV or a smart fridge or whatever. Instead, we now have a website and like whole company that only makes dumb like appliances and technology like that because it's not connected to the internet. You have no risk of it spying on you or whatever, and you can just have it. You pay for it and it's yours. And I think people would pay good money for that. Honestly, I know I would personally. I don't want a smart TV when I actually own a TV, but I could just get some money for stuff like that. I think that'd be a really nice business idea. I could get money out, and it's a good thing to use too. But I gotta like start actually really sitting down and looking for a job or a paid internship or something because I want to start saving up some money. Because fairly certain there's going to be a recession in the United States within the next couple of years, and my mom is too. So I've been like chatting with her and like planning what we should probably be doing to make sure that we save money, and then we should be able to like have enough of a like savings account from each of us to like put a nice down payment on like her condo or whatever that she's trying to get, and hopefully walk out of this and like making some big wins. Especially in the stock market too. Like if a recession hits and I have like 30 grand just sitting in an account waiting for it to hit, and then it does hit, I can just drop in a lot into the stock market because it will go down. If it ever does go down again, it will go down, but it will always come back up because oh no, the economy. But I'm trying to save some money and I want to retire early. I know it's a little bit of a tangent compared to I want to get a job, but you know, I don't think there's any worth in working until I'm like 80 anymore because, I just don't want to and it's just a lot, man. I'm going to be in finance for the most of my life. I can probably afford to make some smart investments and retire early. 'Cause there's so much in life I actually want to go out and try and do. Like they have trains in the United States? What? And they take you across the whole country? What the hell? And the country's like 3,000 miles? Oh my lord. How did I manage to put that one? I'm gonna have to go remove that button, but we'll finish up this layer and then I'll go ahead and get that button read. But we're near the end of all of them, so not too much more. But let's see. Here we go. Shulker Craft. Funny because there's literally a YouTube channel with that exact same name, so that's kind of funny. May or may not be wacky, but there we go. Hardcore worlds still are very good. I think we're good with that bit. We're on the last little stretch here. It's just some of the smaller platforms and slabbing that go with it, and then the other one. Hmm. Oh shit, we're actually nearly done. Hold up, we're nearly done. That's oh, I did run out of scaffold, huh? That's wacky. Um, we're nearly good here. There's not a whole bunch left. So we want to come back up here real quick and probably get some of this scaffold here. Too hard. So what do we want to do? Okay. Interesting. I think I can get out of this. I don't want to break anything here because it's in kind of a wacky and uncharacteristic spot, so I'd like to try and avoid that. Oh, well, it's not like they own a copyright on the, the name Shulker Craft. It just might be a little confusing is all. And if it's like such a small server, it's not like they'd even notice it, to be fair, so don't really have a whole lot to worry about with that stuff, but we're going to maybe put a block there so I don't fall into there again, but let me go ahead and double check my counting. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, then the 8th block we put our scaffold. So that's our center scaffold, and then we go 2 more sides. And then left and right, we want to go. Okay, so fun fact, this should not be like this apparently. He just completely glossed over the tube part. And from what I can gather, this probably shouldn't be like this. So we're gonna fix this up a little bit and just do a little bit of repair work. That's quite wacky. Luckily, it's not too hard of a fix, but it is a little bit inconvenient. But it's not the end of the world, so we'll just go ahead and break some of this. And I mean, I still need to get the shulker in somehow, so this has to stay at least, right? Like, I don't know how else I would even get it in. The limit is 12 people. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty fair amount of players regardless. I mean, the limit is 12 people at once, so like you could still have more than that. It's just, if you ever had enough people, you'd have to hit like a server limit, but nothing too hard. And apparently all I need to do here is just fill this in. And we're putting in bottom slabs now. I need to, we're at 1225. What does he fucking do for... What does he do for the two part? It looks like I should be fine for the because there's a very specific part down here on this first layer where we have this in place for our shulker, and I'm gonna have to break something here really quickly. Oh, that got picked up by the... Oh, I never actually went up to grab that. Give me a moment here. Oh, it should be fine. I think this is also one that needs to go. Probably. I think I'm just kind of playing it by ear. I'll figure it out the hard way, whether or not this needs to go, but I think this was actually supposed to be like both of these layers are filled in, and then it's only the first layer that has any like funny business going on. Because that needs to stay like that for the shulker to actually get into play, supposedly. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of fill this back. There we go, that should be better. I'll have to put the bed down here, and we want to go back to 1225 in the video. And we're just going to be putting in bottom slabs for right now, so nothing too intense. Here's our bottom slabs. We'll go ahead and just throw some of this away for now. Like usual, I don't quite know. Why do I have shears on me? I haven't even need to use the cobweb. Goes away. What happened with that cactus? Oh, cactus. This, I guess, is technically a cactus farm if we're gonna be picky about it, because a cactus may or may not have grown and then suddenly broke, so that's a little wacky. But that's not too big of a deal. It's negligible. Not like it did affect anything, anyways. But yeah, all we do is we go back up to our top layer and we just do some funny business with slabs. So we'll go ahead and get that done real quick. We literally just around all. We just fill in all this empty space I've left here. So a little bit laid out. There we go. And we go ahead and fill in all the glass. But yeah, I really have got to start looking for a job a little bit more because it's been fine, and I don't actually need one because I'm very fortunate to be able to go to college full time without having a full time job. But again, I would like to start saving money so I could start doing some stuff because I want to eventually upgrade my computer a little bit and start putting away a lot of money and start learning how to invest. So that way, when I get a little bit more money, when I get a better job and all that, I can start to make some. Just takes now. Yeah, it's better to wait for like the next major update because honestly 1.19 is pretty much around the corner, so kind of figure out how like a lot of the behind the scenes works. I've had to use server hosts before and they're fine, but it takes a little bit of time to get used to, but once you know it, it's actually like pretty simple. But take some time to like learn about the behind the scenes stuff so you know how to like manage it properly, and then just when 1.19 comes out, then you can like create the world and host it and all that kind of stuff. They're getting a lot better too with because there's a plugin you can use. I think it's a Spigot, I want to say. But you can have Bedrock players and Java Edition players on the same server, which is normally used to not be a thing, but now it's like an actually pretty common thing you can do. So that's actually been pretty cool development recently. And so if you wanted to, you can install that for people who play on Bedrock Edition or something, because it's a good way. Because a lot of people play on Bedrock too. And it looks like now we're just doing some funny business with the rest of this. Temporary block, glass, break that. Here we go. And we'll just go ahead and fill this in. Alright, if I'm a little tired sounding it, because I am a little tired. I've been up since 8 this morning without a nap, so it's been a little bit. Oh, that's fine too. Whatever works for you, considering everyone hosting it, to be fair. So now it looks like I just button all this up and I don't have any buttons. That's not cool. I didn't bring dirt with me neither, apparently. I guess I didn't need any. I actually did have buttons on me, I just wasn't paying attention. I need that back. I think these slabs can go away. And we don't actually have a lot left to do. Actually, let me see something really quickly. Yep, it's been 2.5 hours. That's probably why. Okay, so fun fact, I did do a stream earlier today, for 5 hours. So now it has been 7.5 hours. Actually, technically it's been like 7 hours, 45 minutes. So again, sorry I'm sounding probably a little tired, but you know, that might be because I am. Spoiler alert. It's just 3 more layers of scaffolding. It is a lot of streaming, but it's been fun though. I don't really mind it. I don't have a whole lot else to do anyways for now, so it don't really matter to me. Ooh, this is gonna be wacky. Um, right, how could I do? This probably counts. It's we want to do 3. I think that's enough. So it should be. We had the one at the bottom we made with the slabs, and then an extra 3 layers of scaffold. Now all we want to do is just paint all this out, you know. Nothing too hard, luckily. There we go. And then we just have to put down some buttons and all that. And then we just repeat that a couple more times. Alrighty. I got plenty of glass. Actually, still overdid it with the glass because, you know, I had so much surplus I could afford to. That's alright though. Not like it matters too much, anyways. And we're nearing the end, so I think the last bit is the storage area up above for the backup shulkers when the one in the fishing chamber eventually dies, and then it's just the kill chamber with the 24 mine carts. We have some water, like we have some bubble elevator shenanigans we have to deal with as well. Those are really easy to do. It's just the bulk of the farm should be done here. There we go. And there we go. I didn't think I was gonna make that, so I kind of overextended to account for that. But I did, or I would have. Alrighty, let's just go ahead and place in the last of our buttons here. And then there's just a little bit more I have to work on. Oh, hopefully the last of our buttons. I might need some more. Which I have I can always go get the rest of the wood to make them, so it's not really too big of a deal. But don't think I've really lost. I've lost like maybe 3 buttons at most out of the 10 I'm able to lose without dipping into anything extra. There we go. 7 more minutes left of the tutorial at the very least. Yep, so now we're actually working, and I need slabs. Now we're actually working on the get out of here. Rude. Anyways, now we're actually go get some more slabs. I'm also running a little low on, funny enough. That means we're nearing the end of it. The only things I really haven't properly used are some more of the redstone blocks, some of these extra rails, and like this stuff. So we actually are like pretty close to the end materials wise, as far as I can tell, which is great. Because again, I'm a little tired of doing this for right now. So it'll all be worth it though. Because then we'll go work on some village stuff while I kind of take some time to just kind of take it easy and go get something to drink. Just kind of take it easy for a little bit before I start doing anything else. But yeah, that'll be good. Sorry, it's a little boring right now. Again, I really just am so close to getting this done, and I really need to get it done. It'll be worth it. We actually want to build up the 5 wide part. So we do this 2 wide, and we do this on both sides. The middle section here is what's gonna have our, and I'm gonna need a redstone block, I guarantee it. But the middle section here is what's gonna have our powered rails that connects up for our backup shulkers. That's pretty neat. We need the redstone blocks. Oh, yeah. Trying to go back down and grab them real quick. I've got my powered rails. We'll come back up as needed, but yeah. The last thing I technically want to do is make like a creeper only farm somewhere in this ocean area a little bit. Just so I can farm gunpowder, but at the same time, it's not a necessity. It's just a luxury, to be honest. The side of the farm where the cactuses are. Where are the fucking cactuses then? You know how long ago I looked at that? Cactuses are on this side. Duly noted, I guess. Sure. Good to know. Thanks for telling me. I should have just looked a little bit more than I guess. Damn, I made it out of there? Huh. It used to be a lot harder to do, apparently. Well, anyways, we'll go ahead and switch our redstone blocks to the side where our cacti are. And we want to, the reason why we want to know this is we're doing some funny business with redstone blocks now. So we want some more. There we go. Alright, and we do this for the other side here as well. And we want powered rails now. So we'll go ahead and one here. And we now want to build this up a block higher, which again would have been one of those things that would have been lovely to know half a second earlier when I came back up. So we need some more of these. That one's got to get dropped off. That one's got to go. Hi, boat. Don't need a boat. Not for now. I should probably, be bringing the boxes up with me, but I cannot be bothered right now. It's already near the end, and I'm a little tired. I think this was gonna take this long, which it's fine. Like it's not a hard farm to build or nothing. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't think it was gonna take quite this long. Anyways, we want to go ahead and do. And we want a slab up on the top, like that. There we go. And we want to bring these out until they meet this. There we go. Oh, motherfucker, do I need my button still? Yeah, I do. Okay, well. And we need to put a button here because it'll teleport to the other side of that slab if we don't. Is why that goes there. Again, where our backups are. What's some more slab, which we already did. And so what we want to do is replace these here with full blocks. So I can just, do this. And then we take our powered rails. Connect them all the way. Hey, this is where we get our funny bits done with the soul sand elevator and all that. That's where that comes in. So we're gonna go ahead and hop on down and grab our kelp. We're gonna maybe tuck away some of this extra glass and scaffolding for now. We're gonna take that with me. And I'm gonna refill this. Then we just need to do some funny business with AI. We're gonna actually take this from the top just so I don't risk like mining anything particularly rude. Alrighty. Go ahead up over here. There we go. But yep, home stretch. Not too much more. So we go ahead and what we do is remove this. That's crazy. Remove that, remove that. And then go ahead and remove that. Place it with a full block. Give me a second here. There we go. Wait, what the... Oh, good luck out there, Bean. Appreciate you stopping by. Sorry it's been 3 hours, still haven't got this done, but either way. And yeah, good luck with the server too. Did I build this part correct? Oh no. I need to make sure I don't drown myself by accident. Oh, I forgot. Funny part. Ah, man. Shoot. I forgot a wacky part, unfortunately. Oh. Oh, come on. Give me a little break here. There is a part I forgot, and it was to put back this soul sand. Um, Now I'm in a little bit of a predicament. Alright, if I mine into this, there should. I think that fixed it. Yeah, it looks like that should have fixed it at least, so. There's actually a little bit more I needed. Oh, yep, so we need that to go there. Now we're good. Alright, all fixed up, luckily. And we need to get ready to sleep here again. And it looks like I'm gonna need scaffolding anyways again, so I got enough spare, it should be. Oh man. There we go. Bitch, that's where the lever comes in? What the hell? Why? That's so specific and quirky. What? But I gotta come back and go get the lever. Hold on. Here they are. Ugh. Now we can put our kelp away too. Shouldn't be needed anymore. Considering it was only for that soul sand elevator. There we go. And we place walls going all the way back to. That can go for now. There we go. Alright, here's where our collection system is going into place, by the way. So this is where we need our hoppers and hopper minecart and all that funny business. We need, let's see, we need hopper minecart, our hopper, our extra chest, our iron blocks to actually make more minecarts for suffocation damage. And I need to start removing some of this dirt. I'm going to go on to one of the 5 wide sides. Yeah. And looks like we go to the center and we go and go. So these are just temporary blocks. Need to double check. Oh, it's on the second button layer here. Oh, I forgot rails. I just want normal rails now. Um, got everything else I think I could move. There we go. We want our rail, a hopper minecart. And then we want to go ahead and get rid of these buttons here. And then we want to do something like this. So we actually want to do a little bit of wacky stuff here. I can't teleport. So this is where our minecart stuff is gonna happen. So we're gonna go ahead and put that down. And we need like 23 minecarts apparently. It's we'll put the button back. And then all we need to do here is just hit this. And you see what we want to do. And we need to actually count apparently as well. So all these need to be broken here because I need to learn how to count. How many do we want? We want 24 of them. So those ones we'll pick back up later, but go ahead and start counting, I guess, just to make sure we're empty. Yep, we are. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, Yep, entity cramming as well. Oh, that did not despawn. I just was not. Uh, that was 8 so far. 9. Make sure I don't get anything. 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Twenty-one, 22, 23, 24. So one other thing now is get rid of the dirt. And also they are hitting each other quite a lot. Wait, actually entity cramming hurts a lot, so I should probably Yep, so that does work. It's a good way to test it, unfortunately. So all the minecarts are hitting each other when they're rolling like that, so yeah. Unfortunate, but nothing I can really do about it. And I need to remove the rail. Alright, so again, last little bit. I won't have to hear this for too long, so sorry about this, but go ahead and grab some food. And go to the side a little bit. Go ahead and maybe do something like this, and then we hit F3B. Oh, it settled down good. So the last little bit now is our cobwebs, supposedly, and yeah. That is a lot better. Yeah, sorry about that. Can't do nothing about it, but at least it's stopped now, so. Oh, man. There we go. So on the non-water one, this is the water one. Yeah, imagine having good headphones. Might be me because I finally spent some money on getting some good ones not too long ago. The old ones broke. Alright, so we put 2 temporary blocks, pillar up 2 blocks. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, and then that was 3, 4, 5, and then it's in there is where we want our cobweb. So hello, Ghosted Twitch, how you doing? But we're gonna go ahead and keep going with this. So, cobweb, funny. Here we go. Got our cob. Oh, it's done. Oh shit. Oh, okay. Okay, so I guess it looks like we're solid. I literally just need to go grab our shulker, and supposedly we're all good. So this is the collection chest, by the way. And then we literally just go clear up all this stuff here. I don't know what this is for. This might be, if this shulker dies up here, it still drops a shulker shell, so I think that's meant to save it if it does die. That's about, I have no clue what the cacti are for, to be perfectly honest. I literally could not even guess. Um, I won't guess, that's not for me to guess. But we'll go ahead and pack away all this extra stuff back into our shulker boxes here for today. And I guess we'll go get our funny shulker moved into place. I'll resort all these later. I don't think I can afford to here at the moment. Because, you know, we got a little bit of a mix of everything right now. But let's go ahead and tear down our scaffolding and do a quick check on some of the buttons. I don't think I've missed any, and if I have missed any, I'm sure I'll find out the hard way. Which is fine, because it's not too hard to fix. Oh, they actually, that is a valid point. Yeah, they might be there to break shulker bullets, because they only move on the X, Y, and Z axes, so like they don't take diagonals at all. So that actually is a very valid point. They could be there to stop bullets. It's just he just never explained it in the tutorial, which is why it just kind of caught me off guard. Because just here, go build these cacti. Don't know why, just go do it. But yeah, now that you mention it, there's a reasonable chance it's for the bullets. Okay, so we want it. Oh no, why'd you be my worst nightmare? We want it to go up into the backup platform. By the way, just to clarify. And actually, I'm gonna need an extra minecart because I'm gonna have to have one that cycles through. So we need to get a hold of the boat real quick because that's how we're gonna be moving it. There we go. And actually, I need some slab. I'm out of slabs. Well, glass it is. Because we still have one big thing we need to do, and that's designing the temporary glass placement we're going to be using to get it in place. So the minecart goes in at the very end, just to ensure that, you know, I don't we need to cut all this out just to be safe. But the minecart's going to go in at the very end to make sure I actually haven't goofed anything up, because that's what'll actually set it up in place for the farm to kick on. So we're gonna go ahead and just carve away some of this. I don't need to make it look pretty today. I can do that another. Alright, it is raining. That's kind of weird. It hasn't rained for so long, and it wants to rain now of all times, which I appreciate that. Luckily, I don't think it matters too much. We'll have these decay over enough time. There we go. That should be better for space. So now all we need to do is just kind of fly up there real quick, and then how did I manage to keep pulling that off without being up near a wall? I kept activating my elytra somehow, like by doing that. I don't know how I keep doing that, but so it's just kind of wacky. Oh, so it was an issue no matter what. Ah, shoot. Unfortunate. That's a miss, but oh, nowhere to go but here. Like we're gonna have to break out the spare pistons, I guess. We're gonna have to bring out the old piston stairs. I should have a couple of spares in my redstone box. But all we need to do here is just build a little temporary thing to drag a shulker. Really shouldn't be too hard, it's just unfortunate. This ended up being taller than I thought, to be honest, so I didn't account for that properly. Which is on me, there's no way around it. I'll just go ahead and get. Now what we do is we come down to about here. And you can actually hear it behind my shoulder. We need those walls back, by the way, so. We'll go ahead and get a little bit of leeway. So a piston would go here, lever. A lever doesn't actually power that technically. That's quite wacky. Dude, well, I guess we'll worry about that here in a moment. I actually need the damn thing first. But yeah, we're gonna be using piston stairs to kind of build this up a little bit. We need to put some stuff away here. And we need to go ahead and dip into the redstone box. There we go. I should have enough pistons and levers left over, luckily, from when I had to bring them over first time. And I need to see like one other thing. So if I did something like this, would this actually work? Oh, that does. Oh, sweet. Did not mean to break those. Alright, well, that's good to know. Just move that back there. And we'll go ahead and sleep in the bed so that way there's no rain. But all I need to do is just staircase up until I'm back up there on that layer. And then it's really not too hard. And then I can like tear down the staircase and all that. But all we're gonna do is maybe go ahead and grab our pistons. There we go. And we go ahead and just grab our levers. Yep. So I found it's easier for me personally to drive these in boats. So what we're just gonna do is literally just pick it up in a boat and then just move it. We'll flick the levers as I go along, and then once we get it up onto the straightaway, it'll literally do the rest of the work for me. So it's really not too hard. Because all I have to do is just drive it up to the backup area, supposedly, and then put in the minecart. Give me a moment, I need to check this. Well, see, I could do that, but I know for a fact this works and I'm used to it this way, so I'm not going to be doing that. And it'd have to be some weird spacing, so I just like using levers for it a little bit more, honestly. But is this a you were there last time. This is what I used to actually move the I think you were there. My memory's a little bit wacky recently, but either way, this is what I used to actually move it from the end into the overworld. So I know this works, and that's okay with me. I don't need it to do too much more. Yeah, you were there. Memory's a little bit wacky sometimes, so sorry about that. But I know this works. That's all right. Don't need it to do much more. This should be the last layer here. Oop. Then we'll go ahead and just kind of connect this up. Give myself a little bit of leeway. So all I have to do is just pilot it over here. And then when it gets over here, I just kind of drop it into here. And then I just send the minecart from here into there. And then that starts the farm. But we need to get rid of all the glass first before I can actually start it. So, you know. Oh, and I need to pick these up real quick. I don't need to. I can go make more. I think I've got enough spare cobbled deep slate, but it would probably make my life just a little bit easier. Anyways, now that we got all this extra daylight, we're gonna go ahead and just get this done while I can, because it kind of needs to be done in a straight shot. So all we want to do is snag a couple of these, and we want to go ahead and activate this farm, and just kind of let him do his thing like normal until he teleports up to our second layer. He won't always do it, but he probably will at some point. So stop being rude. Come on. He's being really, they're being real finicky today. Come on, man. I know this works. I've done this before. They don't even want to shoot at me. Come on. Really? I don't want to waste a health potion. There we go. We at least got it to teleport, but I need to kill it off because it didn't, you know. Okay, see, that time it did teleport up to the correct layer, but he's already kind of weak, so I'll probably just go ahead and just use 2 of these on him. Just because. And let's go ahead and get started here. He shouldn't damage himself enough for me to warrant, maybe. Oh, wait, nope, we're good. He dinged himself a little bit, but he is at full health now because of those instant health potions, so be okay. Go ahead and hit F5 so we can kind of monitor him a little bit. He shouldn't take enough damage, so as long as it hits me or the boat, that's kind of what we want. Don't want him to keep hitting himself, or the ground. As long as you don't hit himself, we're fine. It's kind of surreal dragging a shulker like this through the overworld, you know? Finally, I've done all this stuff in the end. We're gonna leave him in a boat first, and then we're gonna actually, so he can, that's F3, not F5. So he stays there for now, and we're gonna actually leave to, go ahead and get ready to remove this glass bridge. And we'll fly in with the elytra to, you know, go handle the rest of it, but... Dude. That's fine for now. We'll go kind of clean up over here a little bit. But we'll go ahead and get this bridge cleaned up and get the walls put back into place like I should have them. And we're good. I mean, I just had to break the boat, obviously, but... And then I'll just start it up with the minecart, but we're literally all in place to do this. So. That's cool. And we'll go ahead and just start kind of taking it. If I lose some of these pistons, it don't really matter. Same with the levers, because I got enough extra. I actually need to get some more redstone dust at some point, because I am running like comically low on that. I barely own any. I'm missing a slab and another wall. Another set of walls, I guess. Well, let's go find out what I did with them. If you know, if I don't have actually, I put them away in a shulker box, I'm pretty sure. But if I don't have the extra slab or whatever, I'll just go make like a couple of spares since it's not really too big of a deal. But yeah, all we need to do is just go ahead and make sure we have those, and be set. We got our extra slab here and our 3 walls. Sweet, awesome. And we'll go ahead and put these back. I picked all those up. Goes there. That goes there. Go ahead and take a little bit of a flight. You can't really see me from that distance. And yeah, we don't have too much more to do, so we'll just go ahead and break all of these and we should be ready to go. I'll just let the glass sit in the ocean. Like a responsible person, I too pollute the ocean with tons of glass and turtles in the near distance. You know, we've been here for a while because the bamboo's fully grown and I can't even imagine how much iron we got. I don't think it's even enough to fill the double chest for either of them, but still 2 hours of, you know, AFKing basically at an iron farm while I'm working on some stuff is usually very nice to have. So I'll take it. But we're done here finally, so we'll just go ahead and you know, run the minecart like I'm supposed to, and uh that'll pretty much be it. Just run the minecart after we pop him out the boat. So we need get that out. And I need to make sure hitboxes are enabled still, which they are obviously because we can see all the glass, but I'll just go ahead and pick up some of this. I still do actually reuse it, I guess, so. Now that one's a little bit too out of my pay grade to actually care. We'll go ahead and just take some more of this, and I mean, we're good here. Ain't nothing else, so we'll go ahead and just pop them out and get this done hopefully before the sun sets, and it'll be a fully AFK shulker shell farm. Let's go ahead and just get on over. I did it. So apparently that's it. So let's go ahead and sleep real quick. We're sleeping underwater, by the way, for right now. But it should repopulate the backup shulkers up at the very top first, and then, you know, it'll start. We'll have 10 backup shulkers up there. Oh, he just dropped him off. You can hear him teleport, and he's already shooting a new one. And then we got a new one that teleported. He has to shoot himself with his own bullet, by the way, that teleport. These guys just keep him aggroed so he shoots himself while he's open a lot more often. Just to clear that up. Now, see, he already teleported without splitting, but because he already made 2 other copies, the minecart recycles, taking another backup, because we've already got 2 up there for extra backups. And it won't actually produce any shells until we get all of our backups into place, so if we go ahead and wait for the minecart to keep coming around, eventually we should hear it. If I built it correctly, and I'm pretty sure I did. Let's go ahead and listen out for it. Any minecart? Any minecart? Hello? Oh shit, it actually did come back. Dropped him off. So it takes a little bit for it to drop off, but it did recycle itself. Damn, that's really unlucky. Huh. Wow, it already did it again in terms of, the minecart has to go ahead and recycle again already. But you get the picture here, so eventually it will start bringing in some better stuff and all. But it's just gonna take some time, so we'll kind of let it go do its thing, I guess. That one's only in case if a shulker dies, it'll drop its shells into there, but the main collection is the chest up there, by the way. They really don't like splitting, I guess, right now, huh? That's kind of wacky. That was like the third time that's gone ahead and done. I could manually populate it, but I also should probably heal them, because they have much better odds at teleporting in a certain other way. Yeah, I mean, there's only the one here, so we're actually gonna go back and manually populating it is still like really slow, and they end up might even killing each other as I'm getting them into place. So it's even then it's not even particularly worth it to be perfectly honest. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna snag the rest of these instant health potions and just kind of dive bomb, under 11k on them, and we're just gonna kill them with kindness. And if they piss me off enough, we might actually kill them. Find out under 11k rather. Seems like somebody died up here. Something wacky happened because there was an item. Oh, he's being stolen. It was my boat. Completely forgot my boat was here. Oh, oh, that's an issue. Hmm. Okay, so that's not actually an issue because it's. Oh, shoot. Yeah, please hit me actually so I can make sure we're correct. So the redstone block is not an issue, by the way. I just am stupid and miscalculated. Did he duplicate or is that the same ones? Oh, he did fission, but he didn't like. But then this one didn't either. What the man? That is seriously bad luck. Because manually repopulating it is not exactly a good idea. It's not something I'd like to even try because again, it's a slow process, and also I already broke the bridge. Um, so I guess we'll let it cycle out and kind of do its thing. I guess we'll go ahead and just leave it unattended, honestly. Interesting. So see, that's an issue. Um, so you know what I just said about maybe needing to go move another shulker? Uh, yep. So that was actually the only shulker. Are you really kidding me right now? Really, dude? Oh, it's just a pain in the ass. Why? Oh, that's stupid. That's really silly. The damn sham. Now I need to wait. Who the you fucking what the fuck? Where the fuck were you stuck at? Wait, I guess we're good. Where the fuck are y'all stuck at? Wait, there might be a there might have been something I missed on some of these layers. Something might be incorrect. Like I might have missed a spawn proofing thing, so they hung out on a spot they really shouldn't have. But I thought I was thorough enough with that, so we're actually going to look at all these buttons. That side's we did that. You can hear it hitting. You'll be able to see it snap up. Shoot yourself, come on. Did he kill himself? Did it really? Dude. Dude! What the hell? Do snow golems hurt him now? That wasn't a thing before, right? That was never a thing before. Oh no. That was our actual other spare, now he's gone. Oh no, dude. Really? Now I actually do have to go get a spare one. Damn. Come on. What on earth happened? Well, that's a shame. This farm, I guess, it technically does work. It was starting to repopulate it, but there's some kind of snag. There's something I'm hitting that's not correct. Something weird's happening. I think I'm just getting like comically unlucky with the heals. So, oh, I should have stood in front. Damn. Oh, alright, that's on me. Let's see. Do they actually hurt shulkers? Oh, I mean, we have to go move another one, unfortunately, which is really stupid. Um, and yeah, it does seem like it is just bad luck, but I don't want to move like two in, you know? Um, I think I need to heal them next time, when it starts the fishing again, but the snowballs don't hurt them. Like, that's the thing, the snowballs don't hurt the shulkers. So it seems like it really just was like horrible luck, unfortunately. And we actually need to make more healing potions, honestly. But yeah, it just seems like it was just bad luck, and I can't really do nothing about bad luck, so it stinks, but it is what it is, I guess. Oh yeah, you are in the UK after all. Yeah, it's actually 11 p.m. over here, so it's almost midnight. But yeah, I'll get this all sorted out, hopefully. And either way, thank you for joining again, Jake, and I hope to see you next time at least. I'll probably get the rest of this figured out, but it's just been like 3 hours of working on this. Needless to say, I'm a little tired of it, so I'm looking forward to it ending. But we'll get it soon enough. Alright, that should be enough for the enough for that. I gotta have some other way to repopulate. Oh wait, I didn't put any inside the chamber, did I? Oh no. Okay, so there is a critical flaw. Apparently, and I just found out about it now because he mentions it at the end of the video, and I forgot because I did preview the video before I started working on it today, but apparently there is a itty bitty little space inside the chamber where the shulker should be stored, where there should be two buttons in there. just to ensure that he doesn't do any fucky wucky business. So we need to actually spawn proof the inside of the fission chamber first before I can actually move in the other one, because I'll be wasting my time if I don't do that. As if I already haven't wasted enough time today, but that's okay. It's gonna get done. I'm just a little tired right now. Again, first stream was 5 hours, and it's now been 3.5 hours, so it's almost been 9 hours today that I've been playing Funny Block Game. So, needless to say, I will be probably taking a little bit of a breather. I did want to work on other stuff today, unfortunately, but I don't think I've got it in me right now to do it. Again, 9 hours of this, quite a lot. It's a shame. But I got nothing else to do, so it don't really matter. But we need to go check the inside of the fission chamber for buttons, because odds are that seems like that would probably be the one thing I have, because he hasn't literally mentioned until. So let's find out. How our fission chamber has no buttons in it, which seems to have been our biggest issue. Oh, it's got no buttons. And I don't know if I actually built it. I don't know if I built the chamber correctly here. I mean, it should just be wait, what did he say specifically? So he said one there and one above. So Shulker goes there, so one there, one above, nothing else up here. That needs to stay. That fixes the scaffold. That should probably refix it. So it would appear that I missed 2 buttons and did not actually have the fission chamber set up correctly. That was another huge issue, was not having that set up. And we should be okay now. Probably. It's not too big of a deal, to be perfectly honest. I've had worse things happen. I'm not too mad about it, but it's just kind of unlucky is all, And it's just a little bit of a time waste, but again, I've had much worse things happen. And I've had a lot more shittier things happen with stuff like this, so I don't really mind it too much. Plus, because we're so close to the end of like getting this done now, it doesn't really bother me because I've already done most. So I don't mind having to do some of this extra bit. So anyways, let's go ahead and redo this part again. Cover this. What if I'm standing right on top of these? I still miss. Go ahead and back up. There we go. And we need to go grab that real. I don't know the height. I'll fix that. He'll overshoot the height. We'll go to like 23 with the piston. And we actually need to go to like 18. I guess 20 should be good. Alrighty, last piston here. And then we just literally drag this across. And then we just drive them off a cliff. I put all of them. Should be in here. Should be motion. So we should hopefully the fission chamber should be read down here, and that should be good. We'll take some of, make sure it's healed correctly. Have enough time for this sets to get this, so we'll go ahead and run this. Don't start with me. Don't start, come on. So, they really want to be like a total pain in the ass right now. What on? They used to not be this much of a pain in the ass. They'd aggro for like a lot longer. Now they just refuse to, and I don't get it. I didn't have this problem in the end at all. I have it here. Alright, we're switching this out. Let's get it perfect. I'm gonna leave the piston part of the bridge intact, to be perfectly honest. Until I know for a fact this is all set up. wonder if I can see entity health or something. Can't look directly back at it. Right? Alright, and card. Come on. I could have totally prevented. This is just to make sure that, you know, it can't teleport out to here, probably. Alright, one more instant health potion for the road, and then let the snow golems do their things. We'll just go ahead and break a little bit more of this, and then we'll go ahead and pop that. Should be far enough away, shouldn't have anything to worry about. There's not an undersea cave or something, is there? Is he even hitting himself with his own bullet? I don't think I gave it enough height to hit itself with its own bullet. Yep, something's not correct. Alright, we gotta go now if we wanna... Shit, no, not what I wanted to break. Also not what I wanted to break. I mean, look at how fast it teleported back and away. It shouldn't be doing that, you know? we airdropped it. More health potions. Oh, that was a lot better. You could literally see the fission chamber work. But oh, he's holy shit! He's actually cloning. Yes, so that seems like that was what the main problem was between luck and not having a proper fission chamber. Yes. Oh yes, and then they should start teleporting up. Got one working its way up the scaffolding. Look at you. Got a couple of them. Kind of just wait and see a little bit. That's 3. It's taking them back up again. Well, it always takes a backup, and if it doesn't work, it'll just. Oh, we got one teleporting up. That's a 3rd. We got another one. That's a 4th. 5th. Yes. Oh my lord! Finally, dude. I think it's our minecart sitting in there. That's what that is turning. Our shulker turns in there, but we should see that blue line drop. Yeah, it's the minecart. And you could literally see it schmoob. Oh, we're finally getting close to having it ready. That's good. This took such a long time to do, but and it's been taking a while for him to build up proper backups up here, but seems like we're pretty much good. So I'm gonna start dismantling the this glass bridge. We'll leave the piston steps just in case, but only for now. I'll probably redesign them so they actually fit more in line with the actual building. So that way it looks like it's part of it and not really just like piston steps. Just so that way if I ever need them again, I technically have the option, but that should never ever have to happen again. Another one teleporting up there. And another one. And another one. So it looks like the fission chamber just was not built correctly, is what my main problem was. So, well, fuck it, we'll take these down. I don't care anymore. It's 9 backups up there, for God's sake. We shouldn't run out of 9 backups, probably. It should be okay. But yeah, that took a long ass time. Now we got a nice overabundance of shulkers up there in the back. And again, if I sound a little tired, it's because I am. Because I've been playing for 9 hours today. So we're getting ready to probably wrap up here. I can go rest a little bit. Stuff. We'll get back on that sphere grind relatively soon. Oh, is it fish? All 10 of them are in place. Any extras get teleported up. I will say the collection area is ass, but it's alright. It got me 3 shulker shells so far, and it's all automatic. You should see another fish in here. Yep. No fish in that time, but getting it. That took a very long time to get that done, but it's something I never ever thought I would ever do. I always kind of like talked about it and said there's no fucking way I'd ever build one of these, but I built an overworld shulker shell farm. Yeah. May not be the most efficient thing in the world. It's not a cool nether portal based one or nothing, but god damn it, it works. All I wanted it to do was to work, and it do. It was a little rough. You could literally just see one die and turn to dust up there. So it should be doing a little kidnapping here soon. Probably drop off another one here in a moment. Right? Here's the minecart. Oh, it literally just saw the minecart. There's only 8 up here. Actually, there's only 7. So the backups are dwindling. I think that was an 8th up there. But the fishing splits are kind of dicey just because they're not really at full HP. So, you know, that ends up being an issue inevitably. So that ends up being a problem because if they're not at full HP, or if they're below half specifically, they start having like a 25% chance of teleporting away without cloning. So you want to try and keep them above that as much as possible. Which is why we're gonna do stuff like that. I think that was close enough to him. That should at least help. Got one on scaffolding again. Another one died. Well, go do another one last little check on it. We've gotten 4 shells from this so far. And we're gonna go check on the iron farm. Another 2. So it's definitely not the fastest thing in the world, but it is at least starting to consistently produce. So that's really good. In fact, the iron farm has been put in work over here. Yeah, look at it go. Wow, that's a lot. Look at the fucking bulk it's put in. Jesus. Oh, that's gonna cut it for today. I can't do nothing else right now. I'm tired. It's 500, day 571 right now, so got a nice bit of progress done today. A lot of it, in fact. Got a whole shulker shell farm built. Start to had to troubleshoot it, and it has been almost 4 hours on the dot. That's cool. But we're gonna go ahead and call it there for today. So yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. Sorry I'm a little tired, and hope to catch you guys on the next. Be a little later than normal, just because I need to go do homework and start studying for finals. But I'll still be streaming a decent bit anyway. I only study for like 3 hours. On that note, I'm out of here for tonight. So good night and good day.